Getting out to you on a Tuesday. It's a Fast Lane on 101 ESPN. Andrew Marsh, Carey Davis, and Jamie Rivers. I'm Anthony Stalter. 202 your time check brought to you by Clarkson Jewelers, an officially licensed Rolex jeweler. Just before we got on air, we weren't planning on talking about this, but Jamie, you said something pretty disgusting. When you looked up and you saw our proud American hockey team, the U.S.
good
American hockey team,
sharp uniforms.
Why don't you go ahead and tell everybody what you just said?
I said the USA always has pretty uniforms. Gotta love that red, white, and blue.
Not what you said, Jamie.
What happened? What else did I say?
Not what you said.
I have trouble sometimes with memory,
I
Carey.
can tell people what you said.
I can tell you what you said.
Oh, I don't know. Oh, the part about second place still puts you on the podium?
Yeah.
Is that the one you're talking about?
Yeah,
Looks good
exactly.
for a second place team. Still on the podium.
They look great for a second place team.
Guess we know who Jamie's rooting for in the upcoming Olympics.
If you didn't know, now you know.
Team Sweden's my horse.
Yeah, I don't think so.
No?
Nobody's rooting for them.
Yeah, somebody is.
Team USA looks great. I mean, they'll look great. And it's just going to be tough to see those beautiful jerseys with tears in them.
I don't like that at all. Not one bit.
Happy tears when they win gold.
There it is. Marshy's here. Love it.
We'll see.
Okay. Well, that's the Canadian.
No.
Canadian-born.
True.
Canadian-born.
Yeah.
No,
My home country's
You said it
USA.
right.
Yeah.
You know what?
It is. My
your
home.
birth country.
Where is my home located?
Nah.
Why else would they call it your home?
birth country is Canada.
If people saw you prancing around in that damn Canadian Speedo, they know what your birth
I did
and
not
home
have it
country.
on. Did you see me in that Speedo?
Jamie?
Did you or did you not?
He's gaslighting you right now.
I did.
During the game?
I saw you in it.
Did you see me in it during the game?
I saw you in it after the game.
Oh, well, how do you know? It could be photoshopped.
I was at your house when you had
was
the
there.
Canadian shirt on. I saw you.
Photoshopped.
I got video proof.
Allegedly.
Took a
Good
video.
question in the snake pit. Will Jamie sing Freebird if the USA wins gold?
Of course.
Will I sing Freebird?
Yeah.
Yeah.
He'll be a...
I'll find a Canadian song for you guys to sing.
Who sings Freebird?
Leonard Skinner.
Leonard Skinner.
I was going to say Bruce Springsteen.
Oh, my gosh. See, I'm more American than Carey.
I understand how you got there, though.
Yeah.
I understand how you
Like
got
Born
there.
in the
Born
USA.
in the USA.
Who sings that one?
That's Bruce Springsteen.
There you go, Carey.
Yeah.
We all know whoever wins, if it's the United States or it's Canada, Jamie will win.
Well, I do win because
how
my
you-
home country is the United States of America. The birth country is
He's
Canada.
declared. All right. It's Fastlane on 101 ESPN.
Canada. Let's go.
Welcome in for the next 4 hours. Air Comfort Service text line is 314-399-9646. You can also be a part of our Snake Pit, which we just mentioned. It's our YouTube channel at 101 ESPN. And you can always leave us a mic drop, the Scott Lee Heating Company mic drop via the Dobbs Star Notice Center's 101 ESPN mobile app. Patriots won the AFC Championship this year. Fell a little short in the Super Bowl, but still an impressive rebound for a team that finished dead last a year ago. As we transition from football to baseball, what do you think is stopping our Cardinals, and by our, I mean Jamie, Marsh, and my Cardinals, from becoming baseball's version of the Patriots? What do you think ultimately is stopping the Cardinals from having a historic run? That probably won't happen, but if we're going to have the conversation anyways, what do you guys think is stopping the Cardinals from being the baseball, being Major League Baseball's version of the Patriots?
Talent?
No, we got talent.
Okay, sorry.
From making it to the NLCS? Is that what?
No,
what
we
we're
have to
asking?
make it to the
Well, hell,
World
you got to make
Series.
it. You got to make it to the NLCS to make it to the World Series. I don't know.
I don't know. Let's just start with let's just start with the playoffs, because that would be a surprise. No, tough division now.
Well,
Obviously,
I
the
saw
National League is going to be tough as a
I
whole.
saw what that Pacoda guy
Carey.
said today.
Who did Pacoda say?
That guy, he said
Joe
that-
Pacoda, what did he say?
He said that's like 67 wins for the Cardinals.
That's
or something
disgusting.
Like that. Yeah.
But a lot of people thought the Patriots are only a 5 or 6 win team.
And they played the softest schedule.
That's
known to
right.
man.
Now the Cardinals won't have that.
That's
Eight coaches, 8 teams that
Nothing
they
like-
played had to fire their coaches.
Yeah, no, the Cardinals won't have that opportunity because,
wins.
of course, you play everybody.
Yeah.
So they won't have a soft schedule. Here's the other problem, of course. It's Major League Baseball, so there's 162 games, which it's the marathon. It's not the sprint. You can surprise in a sprint. Typically, you're not going to surprise in a marathon. Who you are, like the Patriots, all their issues
Would have came out.
throughout the course of 162 games. It didn't in an 18-plus game schedule. They were able to mask their weaknesses until
They weren't.
162 games, gonna be a little hard to mask your issues overall. But still, let's keep this positive, boys, huh?
What's going to prevent the Cardinals from being baseball's version of the Patriots? You named the schedule would be, I would start there. You don't have an easier schedule like the Patriots did. I would say youth, the youths that the Cardinals have, that they have. There's going to be a learning curve for a lot of these players, guys that haven't spent a lot of time playing a lot of baseball, especially not, 162 games or 150 games or 140 games. You don't know what the hell the pitching is going to be. I guess that would be like the equivalency of your quarterback. You knew what the quarterback was. Oh, you had an idea. You saw the quarterback kind of flourish as the season went along. Second in the MVP voting. I don't know that you have a second in Cy Young voting on your roster right now. That would probably be. I mean, do you want me to keep going?
Yeah, sure.
Okay. The Dodgers,
Please take your time.
the Cubs, the Brewers, the Mets, the Braves, the Phillies, probably the Padres, the Giants are, all of these teams are
Why are you listing? Yeah, they're all in the National League. Why are you just listing National League teams?
because you got to get that in the NLCS to get to the World Series, Anthony.
What about just make the playoffs?
The Dodgers, the Braves, the Mets, the Phillies, the Brewers, the Cubs.
Why are you naming all those teams?
Because all those teams are going to be in the playoffs, Jamie.
Oh!
That's
All right.
why.
Well, what if we dare to dream? Okay.
Dream big.
What if we dare to dream?
Who is this guy?
I don't know who the hell he is.
Why don't we dare to dream a little bit, boys? By the way, women's U.S. hockey up 2-0 on Canada.
Yeah.
So why don't we dare to dream? Okay. What
That's a
would
gold
it?
medal game? No, it isn't. That's right.
No. What would it take?
Oh, they just.
Did you score again?
No.
Are Proud Americans just score again? No. Okay.
They're cheating.
What? Oh, don't you dare! What would it take for the Cardinals to surprise? These young arms come up a little earlier than we expected. They shove a little bit. Maybe we got more power in this lineup, right? More strikeout capability with the rotation. More sluggers who drive in runs.
I would love to be surprised. Like, I would be all for being surprised. I would actually enjoy that. Like, it would be, might be one of my favorite seasons of all time if I were surprised. From a Cardinal standpoint, low expectations.
Coming from Dodger boy.
I mean, hey,
I'm sure that's how.
I got 2 teams. You know about it.
That's probably how Patriots fans felt this year. Like they probably had zero expectations for the team to
We always
go the distance.
We always expect excellence, Marshy, quite honestly.
You didn't even have them in the playoffs.
Always expect excellence.
Anthony, I think you hit on it though. It's so different. Major League Baseball, when you construct your roster and the time it takes to develop these players compared to the NFL, you can draft a quarterback and all of a sudden you're in the playoffs. Look at Washington,
right.
2 years ago.
You get the right head coach, you get the right quarterback.
Boom, you're back in.
Yeah.
You just can't do that in Major League Baseball.
No. And the schedule does, the way that they structure things in the NFL, not just with the hard salary cap, but also you have benefits if you finish last. You're going to play a last place schedule. So just like Washington did the year prior when they made their run to the NFC Championship game, they only had a couple things right, and they caught enough breaks along the way. Didn't play in a tough division. Patriots didn't play in a tough division. Unfortunately, with the Cardinals, they're going to play in a pretty good division. Not only are the Cubs reloaded, have been reloading for a couple of years now. The Brewers are one of the smartest organizations in baseball. They find value in the margins. The Reds made the playoffs last year.
The Pirates might actually try.
Pirates could be trying this year.
They might.
Yeah.
Well, they got guys.
Carey rattled off like 5 five to 10 National League teams that are built to go the distance in Major League Baseball, whereas the Patriots, they, unfortunately for the rest of the AFC, they benefited from Patrick Mahomes not making the playoffs.
Yep.
The Baltimore Ravens being riddled with injuries, not making the playoffs. The Buffalo Bills having 2 solid players in James Cook and Josh Allen, but the defense, whatever. But I don't even know if they utilized James Cook enough. So,
yeah, I think they did, but ultimately they didn't have enough as it is.
They ultimately benefit from the Broncos losing Bo Nix, C.J. Stroud not playing well, and the Los Angeles Chargers not having an offensive line.
So I guess what we're saying here, guys,
That's
is
not going to happen in Major League Baseball.
If you get enough breaks, if the Cardinals catch enough breaks, they'll make the playoffs.
You never know. You just never know.
Nope. Okay. All right. This is we're off to a good start.
Sure.
So why don't we piss you off more? A lot of people, a lot of Blues fans know who you are. You want to trade Jordan Kyrou. Part of the reasons why you think, actually part of the list of reasons that you give for trading Kyrou is he don't play any defense. Jamie's got some numbers. Might change your mind. Old numbers man here is going to change your mind next on 101 ESPN. some people want to trade Jordan Kyrou. One of the reasons that they don't like him because he doesn't play defense, doesn't play that full ice game, Jamie.
Yeah.
You got some numbers, though, that might indicate those people are wrong.
Well, before we get to the numbers, let's just go over some of the facts here. Artemi Panarin was traded from the Rangers to the LA Kings. He was deemed to be one of the highest sought-after forwards through trade this year. The moment he was traded, according to this report, Jordan Kyrou of the St. Louis Blues became one of the next top players available. Now, we don't know if he's actually available. We have no idea if Doug Armstrong is actually floating him out there. However, Army's comments recently would suggest that he's open for business if the price is right. Mm-hmm. So, if you're willing to pay the freight, you can have the player. Player, of course, would have to move or waive his no-trade clause. So Jordan Kyrou still has all the power. He can say, I don't want to go here. I don't want to go there. I'm going to stay here. And that's it. You're done. We saw that happen with Torrey Krug.
Right.
So the possibility is there. Now, however, the biggest gripe of Blues fans has been that Jordan Kyrou defensively is not good. He doesn't try. He's not solid defensively. I would like to think last year he took major strides in the right direction. So much so that when you're looking at this year, he's fifth best for the Blues as far as players goes in goal differential, on-ice goal differential. Now, that doesn't mean much, right? Except for your goaltenders are only stopping 88% of the shots. So everybody their numbers are skewed a little bit because the goaltending / defensive game of some people has not been up to snuff. But when you isolate Jordan Kyrou, for instance, if you just had average goaltending, and this is what I'm looking at here, it's an article on TSN up in Canada, tsn.ca, you can find it up there. If you just had average goaltending, means your goaltender stops the average amount of pucks, Jordan Kyrou is by far the best Blues forward at 5-on-5. Means he's generating more goals for and limiting more goals against. That doesn't seem like a defensive liability to me.
No. Right.
And then when you really dive into the high danger chances, I get a little heat map on here as well. With Kyrou on the ice, the Blues give up fewer high danger opportunities than when he's not on the ice. So I don't know if it's a product of who he's playing with, because no one man or no one player can dictate the outcome of the game when there's a 5-man unit out there. But the numbers are the numbers.
Yeah.
If they were the other way, we'd use them to sewer him.
Very true.
So when you look at this player overall, his pace is down from what it was in previous years for goals scored, but so is everybody on the team. Like, not one guy on the team. Maybe Jake Neighbors is on pace to do what he did last year and get into that 22 to 26 goal range. Mm-hmm. Apart from that, nobody's on pace to do what they should do. In fact, Jordan Kyrou still has 32 points in 47 games. He's 2 points below Pavel Buchnevich for the team lead, and Buch has played 10 more games than him. So if you're looking to isolate players that are impact players, offensively, he's one of your best guys. Certainly recently he's been producing very high at a good clip. Defensively, the team is playing better when he's on the ice. I don't know how to explain it.
Yeah.
And again, I'm not suggesting he's Patrice Bergeron or Sasha Barkov, where he's your best defensive forward in the NHL. But the numbers don't lie.
But the numbers
don't lie.
The numbers indicate that this is a much better defensive player than everybody thinks.
And that the other team is not getting the same opportunities when he's on the ice.
Sure.
Is that because he's good defensively or because the Blues control the puck more when he's on the ice? Mm-hmm. Either way,
it's a win.
It's limiting their opportunities to score.
Sure.
So when you're looking at trade possibilities, if you're the Blues, and again, I've been saying this, I don't think Jordan Kyrou should automatically be your number one chip that you're looking to move. Mm-hmm. I think there's other pieces that could be looked at. I think teams are going to kick the tires on other players. But Jordan Kyrou seems to be kind of, for me, doing what he's supposed to do.
So, obviously, the team has not performed well, and you've gone through multiple coaches. So, and we've talked about this at some point, once you have tried and changed coaches and it's been unsuccessful, then you look at the players and say, okay, it's you. if Jordan Kyrou isn't, and I know you probably don't want to name a specific player. We're not saying who needs to be traded, but who needs to be traded?
If not Kyrou, who needs to be traded?
Yeah.
Okay, that's not for me to decide.
But my question, I think that's
I think if you're looking from a standpoint, there's two ways.
And not saying that this player needs to be traded because you need to get rid of them, but maybe you just need to move on. They need to move on, and you can get something in return for said player. So
there's two categories.
Move you into a different direction.
When you trade a player, there's two categories. One, you trade a player because that player is valuable and can get you a good
Correct.
return. Or two, you trade a player because you no longer want this player because he's of no value to you. So
I think we have more of
Jordan Kyrou,
the type 1 player that you just speak about.
For the most part.
Yeah.
For the most part. But if you're trading Jordan Kyrou, he falls in the category of he's an asset to you. He's an asset on your team because he's an offensive player that can put up numbers. He's proven that. His resume is his resume. And his defensive game last season carrying into this season apparently has improved. Therefore, he's a pretty good all-around player. Can you imagine slapping Jordan Kyrou onto the Colorado Avalanche? Can you imagine putting him in Dallas? Can you imagine putting him in Florida or Tampa Bay right now, the Lightning? All of a sudden, that team's really, really good.
That's because he's not the guy, though.
That's right, but he doesn't need to be the guy. He never has to be the guy.
He does on this team.
Well, that's the problem with roster construction then. Because this was never supposed to be a number one guy. He was supposed to be a top contributor. On a contending team, Jordan Kyrou is a number 2 right winger. On a contending team. That's where he belongs. And that's where he's played for the last season and a half, predominantly. Only recently has Jim Montgomery formulated a new number 1 line, which was Neighbors, Buchnevich, and Kyrou, and they have played very well together. So when I look at reasons to trade Kyrou, the reason would be because you're getting an astronomical haul from somebody else. Remember, you have to replace said player's productivity, too. And we went over this for the last 2 years. Every time there's a bad patch for the Blues, get rid of Thomas, get rid of Kyrou, get rid of Parayko. Okay. But when you step back, take your fan hat off for a second and put your business hat on. It'd be like getting rid of a salesman. If you own a company, you have a top salesperson that's 1 or 2 every year in revenue generated for your company, but you don't like their work ethic. Okay, great. But if you fire that person or move on from that person, you better find somebody else that can sell the same or even close, or your company's going to lose money. In this case, your team will lose hockey games.
Right.
So that's why if you move a player, there's a big hole. You got to fill the hole. What do you fill it with?
I'm not saying that I don't know who needs to be moved, what specific person needs to be moved, but I think most people will say at this point, you've changed coaches multiple times and you're still getting the same result. So it's clearly not the coach, it's not the philosophy, it's not the way.
The team. Because it's the player of the team, because the team hasn't changed either.
That's what I'm saying. But it's not the coach. It's the players at this point.
But everybody likes to isolate the player in Kyrou.
I don't think it's Jordan Kyrou.
Or it's Binnington.
Yeah.
If you're sitting at home, you go down, you walk down, let's say the bar row here. You know, every bar's got guys sitting at the bar stool, and it's either Kyrou or Binnington. It's them. Those are the problems.
I like Jordan Kyrou.
I like Jordan Kyrou too. And when I look at the way he plays, and I've studied the team, and I've been around the team, he's not an alpha. We've talked about that. He's not an alpha. He's not a guy's walking in the room and be like, "It's on me. Let's go, rah rah rah." He's going to be just quiet, go about his business. He's going to get his. This year, maybe a down year, but traditionally, he's going to get his 60 to 75 points, somewhere in there. Maybe more if he played on a better team consistently. So, for me, it's like you don't always have to isolate that player.
Right.
Who are some of the other players that aren't driving offense that should be? Because the numbers are way down. You go down the list. Almost every single player this year is having a down year. Almost everyone. But we like to focus on the hot button, which is Kyrou, because he had a run-in, or we think he had a run-in, with Craig Berube. And Craig Berube got fired. Jordan Kyrou had nothing to do with Drew Bannister getting fired. That was Jim Montgomery. Monty, I love you, but you became available, and that's just what happened.
Right.
I mean, Army's on record talking about it.
Yep.
So I just think that sometimes as Blues fans, you got to pump the brakes for a second and realize that you could build around a Jordan Kyrou because he's there. He's automatically going to get you what he gets you. Why don't you build around him?
Well, I think that's the question, though. How do you build around Jordan Kyrou. You mentioned getting an alpha.
How about you get him some players?
I agree. I think everybody would sort of put this thought process to the side if you could get somebody that ultimately becomes that alpha. But is it somebody within the organization right now, one of these young guys? Now you're waiting, 3-4 years for that?
Why is it Jordan Kyrou's fault?
I don't think it is.
But that's what everybody thinks. He's the problem. How is he the problem?
I think people blame Jordan Kyrou because they see the potential and they want him to be Brett Hall. They want him to be. I think that's what they want from him. They want him to be a 50-goal scorer. They want him to be the alpha that you're talking about, not just, in terms of speaking, but the goal scorer, because he has that potential. Like when you watch him play, it was a couple of games ago where he took off, and I'm like, oh my God, I ain't seen that in a while. Mm-hmm. Like he has that ability, but it's not showing every single night. And I think that's the part that frustrates fans and kind of pisses them off, because you think that he has the potential to be that 50-goal scorer, 40, 50-goal scorer every single year, and you're wondering, well, why isn't he? And I think that's the frustration that people have. It's not about
why isn't Robert Thomas a 100-point player?
I think he falls into the same category as Jordan Kyrou.
Okay, but then ultimately we have to look at the entire roster construction.
I think there are people out there that are looking at the top 3 guys. I'll name them: Jordan Kyrou, Robert Thomas, Pavel Buchnevich.
Yeah.
Those are the 3 guys, and I think people, as time has gone on this season, are starting to recognize these 3 guys might not be the solution for this organization in the long run, because we haven't seen it. We've only seen it for a month and a half.
And all 3 have no trade clauses.
And exactly.
So my point is, instead of wasting time and energy sitting there smashing your head off the wall trying to trade a Jordan Kyrou, why don't you try and build a team around Thomas, Kyrou, Buchnevich? Build a better team.
I think people would love that if these guys aren't the ones, or whatever you want to call them, like first-line guys. I think fans would love those alphas on the team. The question is, how do you get them? How do you get them?
Well, you're going to have to, at some point, sign a free agent.
100%.
Or trade some from your pot of youth for a player that could be a rental. Like Army or Steiner might have to take a bit of a risk here and go find a guy that has no term left on his deal, rental, as they say, and then you hope to wow him when he comes to St. Louis and have him stay. It's not traditional. It's not the best way to do it. But here's my problem. If you trade Kyrou, you trade Thomas, never mind Buch, because I don't think you're going to be able to trade him right now. His value has dipped so much. If you trade Thomas or Kyrou and you go get another player, where's his supporting cast? He has none, because Kyrou and Thomas are gone. So now you've got a A-list player. Who's he playing with? So my point is, instead of worrying about getting rid of those guys, find a way to get an elite player and add him to those guys.
I think everybody would agree with you on that.
Yeah, but everybody's not. They're not. Because every friggin' day I see it. Well, it's trade Kyrou. Get rid of him. He stinks. He's a dog.
Maybe they don't have faith in the front office of actually going out and getting that player.
Okay,
I don't know.
The bottom line is, if you trade Kyrou, you have to replace him.
For sure.
What are you replacing him with?
I'm assuming people would hope that the younger players would step up and be what he is. No, Jimmy Snuggerud.
Do you think Jimmy Snuggerud's ready for that? No chance.
I don't think so either.
But my point.
I'm not trying to argue with you.
No, I know. But
I'm just trying to give the other side of it.
I just get frustrated with people who are singularly minded, are focused on one thing, that they forget about everything else that goes around it.
Maybe they don't think he's a winner.
Maybe he is. Maybe he isn't. But he still was a part of this team when they won a Stanley Cup.
Who are you talking about?
Kyrou. He was here. He knows what it takes. Did he play in the final? No, but he was here. And maybe he's not a winner. There's several players.
I'm not saying that he's not. I'm just maybe that's a question that people are
wondering. There's several teams around the league that have winning teams that have players that aren't winners on that roster. The winners are the guys that play above them.
I think I'm referring to more of a mindset type thing rather than actually.
But that's your opinion now.
Well, 100%.
Because we don't know how. I can't get in between his ears and find out how he thinks.
We don't know anything. I'm floating it out there for the people that don't have a microphone in front of their face.
It's fine. And look, I understand the frustration. Again, I watch every game. I get frustrated too. I get frustrated with lots of things. But when I start to dive deeper into the numbers and I watch the video and I see what this guy's potentially able to create, if you had a number one line, imagine your second line is Booch, Thomas, and Kyrou.
Yeah, that'd be great.
Now you're a cup contender. So I just don't know why we're in a hurry getting rid of players like that.
That's Jamie Rivers, Andrew Marsh, Carey Davis, Anthony Stalter. It's Fastlane on 101 at ESPN. Speaking of Marsh, he's got what's trending for us next on 101 ESPN.
All right, football season is over, but there's so much more action over at Circa Sports. They've got from pro and college basketball, the NHL, a little bit of a break right now, but they'll be back. And that's always fun to bet on for sure. Circa Sports isn't just sports betting, by the way. It's sports betting the way it should be. They've got high betting limits, and they also don't punish you for winning. If you're winning or you're on a heater, as they say, they keep you going, man. They don't limit you. They don't cut you off. Some of the other apps will do that. They don't want to see you win. Circa Sports, my buddy Derek Stevens, he wants to see you win. And they've got great lines on futures bets. So if you're looking right now at the NBA title or the Stanley Cup, get on there. Check out the odds. They've got tight money line splits every night, and they certainly have the best odds of any app that is out there, which means bigger payouts for you in the end as well. So get on the App Store or the Google Play and download Circa Sports. It's the white logo. Click on that. That's the one that works here in the state of Missouri. And then once you do that, you are off and running. You're going to absolutely love everything that Circa Sports has to offer. If you want to check out anything else that's going on at Circa in Las Vegas or on the apps, get online. Visit circasports.com. That's circasports.com. Must be 21 or older. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
101 ESPN Sports Center.
I'm Andrew Marsh. It's time for a Sports Center update brought to you by Saliga Heating and Cooling. Today we're talking Cardinals baseball. We just talked about your St. Louis Blues. If you missed that conversation, make sure you go to 101ESPN.com or check out the free Dobbs Tire and Auto Center's 101 ESPN mobile app. Just head to the podcast page, and you will find all of our shows there, and it's all brought to you by the Schaefer Door Company. We have What's Trending coming up next, going to give you a little update on the United States women's team as they take on Canada. I'm Andrew Marsh, and the Sports Center update is brought to you by Saliga Heating and Cooling, a Daikin heating and air conditioning dealer.
What are the hot topics in the sports world?
What in the wide, wide world of sports is going on here?
Here's what's trending.
Welcome back to the Fast Lane here on 101 ESPN with Anthony Stalter, Jamie Rivers, and Carey Davis. I'm Andrew Marsh, and it is time for What's Trending. Guys, we started the show off talking about the women's team, the United States. They are taking on Canada today. Jamie, of course, is a little upset at what the score is right now.
This is perfect. This is the way we drew it up.
4-0. 4-0 with about a little under 6 to go in the second period. United States leading Canada. I have a question for really you, Jamie. When did you notice the United States take a turn in terms of the talent that they had internationally compared to other countries? We know that 1980s, like they won the Olympics, they won in 60s and 60 as well. But really, when did you see that shift?
So at the top end, so we'll say like the NHL level of player, we go back to the 96 World Cup of hockey. The U.S. end up beating Canada. That was a team that had Keith Tkachuk, Jeremy Roenick, Mike Modano, Bill Guerin, the Hatcher brothers, Chelios, like Mike Richter. Unbelievable squad of players. That was a big wake-up call for Canada. Now, the U.S. has yet to go on to win Olympic gold, which Canada has since then. But every year, so that's from the top of the food chain. Now, when I retired in, I don't know, it was 2012, I think, or 11, somewhere in there, you could already see USA Hockey trending in the right direction. And I'll say this, USA Hockey did something that was frowned upon in a huge way. But looking back, I think they got it right. So they introduced a program called the ADM model. And what they tried to do is they tried to mimic pond hockey. The Canadian kids who have an advantage, in northern states, they have, they can still play a lot of pond hockey. But once you get down to like even the Midwest, like we've had 1, maybe 2 days where you can actually get on a pond.
Right.
There's no outdoor rinks in St. Louis and Dallas and, all these. So in Canada, they're kind of everywhere because it's cold for a lot of the year. And so those kids get out on the pond. No rules, no refs. You just play. Could be 3-on-3, 5-on-5, 10-on-10. You got to figure it out. You got to stick handle in small areas. You got to figure out how to pass the puck, get it back. You touch the puck a lot more because it's more like just smaller area on the pond. So U.S. Hockey, when they introduced the ADM model, was they cut the ice in half. They make 2 small rinks on 1 big rink. And they have 2 teams play with a referee that's just there to pick up the puck when they score. There's really no penalties and things like that. Just let them go. And what they found out, and what I found out, at first I thought, this is crap. What are you doing? No, you got to play the whole ice. You got to learn how to play the game. There's still a spot for that. I think for like your elite young player, they should be playing full ice as well as the ADM model. But what the ADM model did, which was I couldn't believe, is if you take a stopwatch, and when your kid's handling the puck in Canada, click, every time you touch the puck, see how many times they touch the puck and how long they touch the puck throughout the course of an hour. When you're playing full ice and you've got 6 or 7-year-olds out there, there's usually 1 or 2 kids that skate better than everybody, and all they do is throw the puck ahead, outskate everybody, go get it, and go score. So your kid can be out there for 45 minutes to an hour and touch the puck once.
Wow.
With the ADM model, just because it's a smaller area, the odds are your player is going to touch the puck more often and have to make a hockey play because it's smaller, less time. You can't just throw the puck ahead and outskate somebody. It worked. the skill development started to get better and better in the U.S., and I know that because obviously then, I created Synergy Hockey to continue building skills in the U.S. market. But that's one thing that I think the U.S. did very well. And because of that and their dedication to the NTDP program, which is the best junior age players in the country, all play on one team. They live together. They practice together. The focus is on the elite of the elite. All those guys are playing in the NHL, like the Kachuk brothers, Cunnin, Clayton Keller. Like, you name your star player, they have gone through this program, and now USA Hockey's right at the top of the food chain.
It's interesting.
And now Canada is sitting there wondering every year, like the World Junior Championship, what do we do? How do we fix this? We're supposed to be the best. Well, you haven't changed anything in your model ever to try and improve it. Time to make a change.
Yeah, I remember growing up and playing not half ice, but just in one particular zone. And as a kid, I'm like, oh, this is awesome. Like, this is so much fun. And now that you bring that up, as a kid, I'm not even thinking, oh, this is helping my skill set in terms of touching the puck more as opposed to just playing full ice. So that makes more sense. Also, do you think NHL players who lived in Canada or in any other country that come over here, they stay here in the States, they have children, those kids end up playing for the United States? Do you think that also has something to do with where we're seeing USA Hockey at right now?
Yeah, a little bit, but here's the thing is you can't automatically assume that because somebody played in the NHL, their kids are going to be great hockey players.
For sure.
Right? And really, the stats don't follow it up. The stats would show you that those players that make it to a high level might slightly be better stats than maybe a kid who didn't have that kind of background. But you're seeing I think what you're seeing more is the retired players that are helping.
That they're staying
and
like
helping
yourself.
The development of the players. So not necessarily their own children, yes, their own kids, but also getting on the ice and working with all of the other kids too. So a lot of the, more often than not, the players are retiring in the United States. Like, you go to Arizona, it's a shame. It's honestly a shame they don't have an NHL team, because with the players that retired as Coyotes that stayed there, built up the junior Coyotes program, and those players are littered all through the NHL right now. I mean, they're everywhere. The kids that they grew up and played in Arizona. So it really is. It's wild to see that.
All I heard there was Jamie killed Hockey Canada by staying here in St. Louis.
Wow.
I mean, they could always buy me back. Everything's got a price, Anthony.
Yeah, no doubt. All right, it's Fastlane on 101 ESPN. That's what's trending. Do you no longer need an elite quarterback to win the Super Bowl? Is that one of the big takeaways from the Seahawks victory? Might want to pump the brakes on that. That's next on 101 ESPN. If you're looking at a new vehicle or a pre-owned vehicle, got a perfect spot for you. Auto Centers Nissan out in Herculaneum. They've got over 1,000 new and used vehicles, all in one massive location. So when you head out to Auto Centers Nissan in Herculaneum, you're gonna find not only that they have great deals and great offers, especially in the month of February, and I'll get to that in a second, but the selection cannot be beat. If you go to AutoCentersNissan.com and you look at the vehicles that they have online, maybe you want to find a couple, write them down. When you head out to the dealership, you can actually test drive those exact vehicles. It's not well, we have something similar to what you saw online. No, we have exactly what you saw, so that you can test drive the vehicle that you want, the precise one. And right now on select new Nissan models, get 0 payments for 6 months, 0 money down, and 0% APR for 60 months. It's 3 zeros, thousands in immediate savings. If you're shopping for used vehicles, select pre-owned vehicles qualify for 0 down and no payments for 3 months. When the vehicles are gone, the deals go with them. So act fast. They're clearing out their inventory right now at Auto Centers Nissan. Check them out in Herculaneum, right off I-55 in Herculaneum, Missouri. But again, you can check them out first online at AutoCentersNissan.com. It's Fastlane on 101 ESPN. So, do you no longer need an elite quarterback to win the Super Bowl? Did the Seahawks just prove that? Yeah, absolutely. I think they proved that. I think the Eagles 2 years ago also proved that. I think Jalen Hurts is a really good quarterback. I think we can all agree he's not elite. And that's not taking a shot on him, by the way. The elite quarterbacks in the league, I would cap it off at about 4 or 5. That's what makes them elite. If there were 10 elite quarterbacks in the league, then they probably weren't. They're probably not all in that elite category. There's got to be different tiers. Would you guys first agree with that?
Yeah,
I would.
I don't think so.
4 or 5 elite quarterbacks at max.
Yeah.
Then there's a second tier, and I think the second tier can be guys like Jalen Hurts and maybe Sam Darnold right now. In the very near future, guys like Drake May, maybe a Jaden Daniels. I think there's a second tier. I think what the Seahawks proved is that if the Seahawks and the Eagles, if you have an elite roster, you can get by with having a tier 2 or tier 3 quarterback. That I think is the lesson there. But there's no doubt that if you have a Patrick Mahomes, or if you have, Josh Allen hasn't won anything yet, he hasn't gotten a Super Bowl, but if you have a Mahomes, you have an elite quarterback, you have Tom Brady, you have the ultimate cheat code. Other areas on your roster don't have to be elite for you to win.
I might disagree. Well, I guess I do agree. I don't think you have to have an elite quarterback. I think you have to have an elite defense. Because with all of those Super Bowl championships that you've mentioned, the Kansas City Chiefs, Patrick Mahomes was their quarterback, but they also had a pretty damn good defense that led them to that Super Bowl and helped them win that Super Bowl. The Rams, when they won, Matthew Stafford was the quarterback, but you know who got to the opposing quarterback on that final play? Aaron Donald. So you have elite players on that defense, and we can go around about it and argue, yes, the quarterback matters, but the Denver Broncos won a Super Bowl with Peyton Manning not able to throw the ball 5 yards because they had an elite defense that was able to get after the quarterback. The Seahawks also had an elite defense when they were the Legion of Boom and able to get after quarterbacks and sound on the back end. So for me, I think having an elite quarterback helps. It definitely helps. It's beneficial, but I think it's more important to have that defense that stops the opposing offense as opposed to having that elite quarterback.
It's just harder to build that elite defense, though.
I think it's easier to build an elite defense than it is to get an elite quarterback. If you're telling me there are only 5 elite quarterbacks in all of football,
sure,
it's easier to build an elite defense than it is to find that 5 people in the entire world that you would consider elite.
That's fair, but I don't think I just
on
don't.
that note, though, hang on. On that note, if you have 5 elite quarterbacks, name 5 elite defenses
right now in football.
Yeah,
I think the Texans, the Seahawks, the Broncos.
I'd stop there.
Yeah.
So is it harder to build the elite defense or harder to get the elite quarterback?
I think it's harder to build it. I think it's harder to get the quarterback.
I think it's difficult to do both.
I think you can
just math.
Yeah, I mean it's probably about the same. Then you need both.
Well, that's why there's only
one or the other.
That's, I think, and Jamie, he used an exact example to say what I was going to say. I think it's difficult to do both.
Yeah.
I think it's very difficult to build. I mean, you're talking about 11 guys all playing together with the in the right system and all. I think I hear what you're saying. You don't get as many bites at the apple when it comes to finding the next elite quarterback as you might do. You can always be trying to build the elite defense. You have the offseason, you have the draft, you have the trade, you have free agency.
Well, and building a defense, 2 players are more expendable. You get them for a year or 2. If you have to cut them, there's a dead cap hit of $8-9 million maybe on that player, as opposed to a $35 million dead cap if you're getting rid of a quarterback. So if you have to churn through more guys to get your elite defense, that part of it, contractually and all that stuff, is probably a bit easier. You do have your big dogs on defense that will get their money, but you're not getting rid of them anyways.
Right. So and you're a lot closer. Like let's just say you built a defense that at all 3 levels is really good, but you're just missing one piece. It's a little bit easier to find that one piece on the open market or in the draft than it is trying to find that one piece at quarterback, which goes back to Carey's point.
Yeah.
So now I wonder what teams will ultimately end up doing if they're going to go the route of, hey, let's build a defense and we won't have to pay said quarterback as much money, or, hey, we have the quarterback, maybe we don't need that elite defense. Because as we're looking at it right now, the previous Super Bowl winners, they had one or the other. Mm-hmm. So that's the model right there, and that's not any, it's not like I'm saying anything that people don't know, but I just wonder where teams will ultimately go in the future because it is a copycat league.
Well, Marsh, I think in that realm, you're trying to do ultimately what's realistic and available to you. Mm-hmm. If you need the quarterback, like the Steelers, perfect example. Steelers are making the playoffs consistently. Mm-hmm. Great. We all agree they need a quarterback to put them over the top. How are you going to get that quarterback?
You got to be bad. You got to draft first.
Or you have to mortgage the future, which the Steelers have never been apt to do or willing to do, and go up and get a number, the number one overall pick. I mean, you have to sacrifice
a lot
to go up and get that guy.
Teams aren't generally drafting 18th and moving up to number one because there's way too much you got to give up to get to that number.
The Rams did it when they went up and got Jared Goff. It's a steep price to pay.
That's when they said F them picks?
Yeah.
Was that time?
That was when it started.
Yeah.
Then they said F them picks for a couple of years.
Yeah. Sure.
And they were going to be terrible for a long time.
Right.
And they were bad for 1 year.
Right. Yeah. And the Panthers did it for Bryce Young. They gave up a haul to go up and get, Bryce Young. There's examples of when it works and examples of when it doesn't work. But going back to Marsh's question there, it's very difficult to need something but not be in a position to acquire it. The Bengals need a defense.
Right.
They need all three levels. Your cap space is going to three guys on offense. Mm-hmm. Good luck.
Right.
You have to almost be perfect to build the defense in Cincinnati right now.
Well, that's why I think it's important to identify what your identity is through your head coach and what your team ultimately is. I look at the Seahawks. Who is their head coach? Defensive-minded Mike McDonald. This guy is incredible at building a defense, and we saw it this season. Mm-hmm. That is their identity. That's why they can go out and get Sam Darnold for much cheaper than other quarterbacks because they know their identity. That is how they're going to win.
Sure.
I just wonder how many NFL teams ultimately know what their identity is and if they are willing to stick to it, or if they think, well, we need this because this is what other teams are doing. It's like you don't have the personnel to do that.
Yeah, it's difficult.
And that's why they don't win.
Right. Yeah. You might not have the right head coach, like you're saying. You might not have the right ownership. You might not have the right GM. That's why winning the Super Bowl, while the ultimate goal, if you're still, on that path, you have a really good team, you're competitive every year, keep going. You may catch that break in the draft. You may catch that break where a head coach becomes available that you can add and all of a sudden puts you over the top. All right, it's Fastlane on 101 ESPN. Can mid-majors do what Indiana did in football? We'll talk about that in a little while. Interesting question posed by our guy, Andrew Marsh. Going back to baseball, though, Andrew McCutchen could be available. Well, he is available right now. Doesn't seem like he wants to go back to Pittsburgh. He did the whole social media thing where he took down all the Pittsburgh stuff after they signed Marcell Ozuna. Could he be one of those veteran pieces that makes sense for the Cardinals? It's next on 101 ESPN. Underdog's the perfect place to get in on the NBA action when it comes to playing games, winning money, making entries. You can do so right here in the state of Missouri. Playing on Underdog is easy. If you look at some of the matchups tonight, I love the fact that when I play Underdog, you don't have to stick with one game. If you feel like you have a good feeling when it comes to a certain matchup, great. You can just stick with the one game. But you don't even have to stick to the same sport. You go NBA, you go baseball when baseball starts to go around, college basketball if you want. Heck, they even got golf and NASCAR at Underdog. But when it comes to tonight's game, I like LeBron James to go lower than 21.5 points. They're taking on the Spurs. I like Wemby to go higher than 22.5 points against the Lakers. I like Cooper Flagg against the Suns to go higher than 22.5 points. You don't just have to stick with points either. They got assists, rebounds. They have the combination of the points, rebounds, assists. They have certain numbers, even fantasy numbers at Underdog. Get your entries right. You can win up to 5,000 times your cash. So what are you waiting for? Download that app today. Use my promo code Anthony. When they ask you at sign up, if you have a promo code, just type in my first name, Anthony, and then you're going to score $75 in bonus entries when you play your first $5. But you have to use the promo code Anthony. Don't skip this part because then you won't get the $75 in bonus entries when you play your first $5. Again, that promo code Anthony at sign up. Underdog. Make plays, win money. Must be 18 or older in President, Missouri. Terms apply. See ss.underdogfantasy.com/web/let's play and get terms _DFS_.html for details. Concerned with your play, call 1-800-GAMBLER or visit www.inspgambling.org. Time check is brought to you by Clarkson Jewelers, an officially licensed Rolex jeweler. Andrew McCutchen, longtime veteran in Major League Baseball. Of course, most of his years spent with the Pirates. So, talking baseball on Twitter, noticed that Andrew McCutchen changed his profile picture after Pittsburgh signed Marcell Ozuna as its new designated hitter. McCutchen's previous photo was him in a Pirates uniform, so that would be an indication that, hey, he's ready to move on. He appeared in 135 games last season, an uptick compared to his 120 from 2024. Certainly from a leadership standpoint, I think if the Cardinals were interested in signing McCutchen, it makes sense. Chaim Bloom has discussed maybe adding a right-handed bat off the bench or, another outfielder, just another right-handed bat, period. Would you bring him in? As far as we know, McCutchen is the consummate pro. Somebody beloved by, teammates and coaches alike. Somebody I think would make a lot of sense for the Cardinals. My only question would be, where is he right now in his career? Does he want to be a full-time starter? I mean, even 120 games is a lot for a team that is rebuilding and wants to get a good look at their younger players. Is he somebody that would assume a role of, hey, I certainly want to play as much as possible, but I know I'm at the end of my career, and at this point I'm good to just, do the veteran leadership thing, start X amount of games, and be fine with it?
You can put him in left field right now. You got an injury there. I don't know when Lars will be healthy and ready to roll. And then he's a center fielder. He can play that. He can probably play all over the outfield. You wouldn't have any issues. But the question would be, are you willing to take a secondary role, a backup role, a role that you have essentially never been in your entire career? He will be 40 this year in October. He's 39 right now. But managing an older superstar, a guy that has played.
Superstar?
I think he was. He's an MVP.
He was, yeah.
He was an MVP. I think a former MVP, a guy that has, been a superstar in the league, and now you're getting towards the end of your career. I do think, realistically, players, if they're being honest with themselves, see the writing on the wall, like, hey, I can't play this game forever.
Sure.
And if I want to continue to play, which I'm sure he does, because we never want to leave, ever.
That's true.
You got to kick some of us out, because we'll never leave.
Or die.
Either or, whichever comes first. I think it would be a solid role for him if he's willing to do it. That's what it all boils down to.
That's my biggest thing right there.
Yeah.
Is he done in Pittsburgh, or he's just declared himself done in Pittsburgh? Because Marcell Ozuna, if that's the case, if he's willing to play in the sandbox with the other kids, he wouldn't be pulling the Peter Pout right now, taking down all his pirate stuff and doing So what's he going to think when he's playing left field and Lars Nootbaar, who has really not done much in his career, certainly never been an all-star, certainly never been an MVP.
Right.
He hasn't even finished a season without being injured once.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden, he's in left field. What's McCutchen going to look like? You want this leadership. They can go the other way, where the older guy drags down the locker room because he has so many people that are following him that he becomes bitter, and that wears on the group.
That would be my only question. Are you willing to accept a role that is...
And how much money does he make?
A fourth outfielder.
But how much money does he make?
Here's a Manchester milkman pointed out something.
Yeah.
He only played 20 games in the outfield last year.
Sure.
Only played 5 games in the outfield the year before. Only played 8 games in the outfield. He's a DH.
So now he's going to take Herrera's spot.
Right.
I'm not doing it.
I agree.
Pound sand, McCutchen.
But
don't need you. Seriously, I don't need him.
But if everybody's saying that Ivan Herrera is going to be your catcher next year. If he's your catcher, which, how I feel about that. If he's your catcher, then what are you going to do?
You need a guy that's going to play in the outfield.
I just think McCutchen is going to be... What does he make, first of all?
I don't know.
He's got to be making good money. At 40 years old, Major League Baseball, he's making good money.
Let's see what...
But I just don't like the fact that he's going to take away at-bats from Herrera if he's the DH. And he doesn't seem like he's going to really be an outfielder.
Right.
So why would you do it? This to me would be another Cardinals thing that they do. An older guy who wants to be here, but he really doesn't do what he's supposed to be doing, and then it ends up working in the wrong direction.
So ultimately, though, what are we looking for as fans? What are we looking for out of that bench bat? Does it have to be like a long tenured veteran? Can it just be a guy that is a bench bat? It could be another younger player that maybe doesn't project to be a part of your organization.
What if Nolan Gorman is your bench bat?
See, I think you're doing him a disservice.
But you just said, what if is it another younger guy?
Well, I'm just asking, what is your ultimate bench bat guy look like? If it's Nolan Gorman, that's fine for you, but I don't know if that's the best route for the Cardinals to get answers.
Is a journeyman who's kind of been around, good dude, can give you solid at-bats, sacrifice fly. You need one, I got you, Skip. Whatever it is. That, to me, ultimately, that's the perfect one. Doesn't cost you much money, not going to hurt you, all those things.
Preferably some some pop.
Yeah, a little bit of pop.
You know, I mean, I feel like
I don't want small ball guy coming off the bench.
And the Cardinals, I feel like, have always had that utility guy that is, you know, he's cut from the same cloth. It's the same guy. You know, your Fermines and things like that, and it's not somebody that can add a little pop. Now, Poso coming off the bench did give you some pop. I don't know where he factors in. So, preferably,
what was the other guy that we had that we never gave a chance to?
Oh, the Mott Sauce.
No. The
actually, we gave him a lot of chances.
Big bat,
Luken Baker.
Oh,
he would have been perfect.
Mm-hmm.
Bring big boy off the bench. Like, you know, he's not going to play in the field.
Right.
He'll DH certain games, or he'll come off the bench.
Yeah, and run into one.
Mm-hmm. That's kind of what I'm looking at. Maybe with a little more tenure in the league.
Yeah.
So that, you know, you got a little bit of leadership coming out of that spot too.
Right. We got a comment here in the Snake Pit. If they want to be younger, no way Kutch fits. No, I agree. Look, the team overall is going to be young.
Right.
We're talking about accent pieces at this point. You're rebuilding. You're a young team. Does it make sense, though, to add some veteran presence, some veteran leadership, so that you get these, you know, young guys to understand what it's like to play Major League Baseball?
Yeah, we got a text from 314. We need the culture to be built from within. We don't want to sign veteran players. Give the young, unproven players a chance to fail.
I don't hate that comment.
Mm-hmm.
I don't hate it, but when you bring in a veteran guy, it doesn't mean it's got to be a guy that takes over the clubhouse.
Right.
How about he's just a really good supporting cast to where when the young guys are trying to take these steps, he's there to support them.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, because that's beneficial too. I've been on teams where you've got a veteran player. I'm not talking about a 40-year-old. Let's say it's a 30-year-old in this situation. Been bopped around a little bit. But then when the young guys, let's say it's a Herrera, let's say it's a Gorman or it's a Walker, step up to try and lead by example or lead in the clubhouse, their voice gets louder when the veteran guy supports them.
Yeah.
It stands up and says, yeah, I agree. Good point.
Right.
All of a sudden, oh, wow. All of a sudden, what he's saying becomes valid. And I think that can be important, too. So the leadership doesn't have to be like, he's the guy.
Right.
He can just be a great guy that supports good behavior and good work ethic in the clubhouse.
We got a good question by Good Life Sean in the Snake Pieces. Why pay for Arenado to leave if you need leadership?
Was he leadership?
It's a good question. He's more of a guy that leads by example, not necessarily, from what we can understand, somebody that's going to stand on the table. The other thing is, if you've got Arenado, all of a sudden, he wants to play.
That's the key.
He wants to play.
He wants to be the Hall of Famer. He wants to be the MVP, and he's not anymore.
Yeah. So there were again, if we go back to the conversation about McCutchen, what role is he willing to accept? You know, Carlos Beltran, toward the end of his career with the Astros, is willing to accept that of a leadership role with Houston, somebody that, with all the young guys there, help usher in a way to effectively effectively lead.
He got it.
Oh.
Huh. That's funny.
Now I know I hear banging. That's just having an aneurysm over here.
All right, he got
What's
it.
Carey doing? He's mad at his food.
He got it.
I got you.
we get a text from the 314. What happens when the inevitable happens, where Gorman goes 0 for June and Newt goes 0 for July? You're paying with a bunch of bench players already, or you're playing with a bunch of bench players already. At least McCutchen knows how to be an everyday Major League Baseball player. There's no way Herrera finishes as a catcher with his stone hands.
Oh, I agree.
I agree with that.
I think, and to not be as, and look, we could be as negative as possible, as negative as anyone here in the fast lane, but not to be as negative. Von Herrera's best position is also just being a DH. I mean, you can maximize his talents just allowing him to be a DH. What about the flexibility? Other people have to get off their feet. Give him a day off.
Yeah.
Give him a full day off. Get him off his feet. Why? Okay, you want to do that? Don't start him. You're not playing today.
I think the issue with this team is it seems like
there's a lot of issues.
Everybody has to play at this point. Like who how many guys, are you going to have coming off the bench, that can really make an impact?
Right. Well, that's where the whole talent thing comes in.
Right.
Yeah. You're
You're young.
You're short on it. You're young. You're young. Opportunities, though. You got a lot of opportunities.
That's why a guy like McCutchen makes no sense. Good guy, good player, had a great career. Go to a team that's ready to win.
Would you guys be upset if the Cardinals did sign him?
I would just be like, why? Like, what are you doing?
I wouldn't be upset. No, I really wouldn't.
I wouldn't either.
I don't think it's necessary, but I wouldn't be upset.
Like, I'm not going to be upset if they don't, and I'm not going to be upset if they do.
Sure. Yeah. All right. It's Fastlane on 101 ESPN. So Marsh has kind of an axe to grind with other NFL. I don't even say other NFL teams. I would say other NFL fan bases. We'll get to that next on 101 ESPN. It's Fastlane on 101 ESPN. Andrew Marsh has a bit of a gripe for other NFL fan bases, and when I say other NFL fan bases, I mean other NFL fan bases not named the Minnesota Vikings. So, Andrew Marsh, without further ado, what is your big gripe with everybody right now?
So the question that I have posed is the Minnesota Vikings are the laughingstock of the NFL.
Why?
Well, we all know why. But what is every other team's excuse? Except for like the Seahawks and the Patriots. Obviously, they went to the Super Bowl.
Well, the Broncos, their quarterback got injured. The Houston Texans, C.J. Stroud forgot what team he played for.
No, he just went to
the
too many
Chargers
Diddy
had what?
It's slippery hands.
Oh my gosh! Allegedly, we don't know that. Did he? I'm not even getting involved in that.
What'd you say?
Did he do that?
Yeah, exactly.
Whoa.
Did he fumble the football? And he did multiple times in the game. The Chargers had a couple of tackles that didn't show up due to injury. The San Francisco 49ers, everybody was hurt on that damn team. I mean, every single week it was a guy going down. Who else you got? I mean, the Eagles, they had some issues with their quarterback at times. Allegedly, Jamie. Allegedly.
No, pretty
Jamie.
straightforward, actually.
So, yeah, a lot of teams had some issues. Marsh, I don't know why and the Raiders just stink. Cleveland, their coach wanted to get fired. And we got a lot of teams. Steelers, they tried hard, man. They did. Tried real hard.
Yeah, no, I agree with that.
Falcons.
So, Carey, you're kind of making my point. Every team in the NFL is flawed, but other fan bases, they like to point the finger and say, look at this team. Look at what they're doing.
Look at this joke of a team.
Look at this joke of the team. And they have a huge right to say that. But my point is, other teams also have flaws and have made mistakes throughout the years. I think this is just one of those things that the Vikings are. They're the joke of the NFL right now. And again, rightfully so. I just think that there are other flaws on other teams, and fans aren't willing to necessarily admit that when other people critique their team. Maybe it's more so, hey, I'm the only one that can critique my team. Anytime we talk about the Buffalo Bills defense not being good, we have Bills fans on our text line saying that we're wrong. Their defense was pretty good, the pass defense. Their run defense all year was not good. Josh Allen and James Cook were the only ones that really drove that team into where they needed to be at the end of the season, which was a playoff team, but they ultimately didn't win. Each team has its flaws and have made mistakes throughout the years. That's kind of my point. But we're not really pointing fingers at them and laughing at them unless they're the Jets or the Browns.
No, teams get laughed at. The Bears got laughed at for drafting Mitchell Trubisky. I think it's just your turn. I think that it's
Absolutely.
your turn because you all, someone in that organization, I don't know who, made the decision to say, Sam Darnold, you can leave now. And then Sam Darnold, after winning 14 games for your organization, went and won a Super Bowl. So I think that's why people are looking and pointing at your team specifically and saying, fools! For sure. Look at these idiots. Something like that. I think that's.
No, I think it's pretty accurate.
I think you're spot on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I think teams. Every team gets laughed at, man. My Steelers got laughed at when they brought out Aaron Rodgers. I wasn't laughing. I believed in them. I thought that they were gonna, make the playoffs and make a run. Now they did make the playoffs. They didn't make a run. It happens. But I just think it's your turn, Marshy.
And I
think it's your turn.
Totally understand that. I totally understand. I'm not going to dispute you on that. But when I look at the AFC and I look at a team that ultimately did not perform well in the Super Bowl, the Patriots, what is the excuse for some of these AFC teams who are, in my opinion, better teams? Like, they project to be better teams. What's their excuse for not making it all the way?
Lamar Jackson got hurt.
Okay,
Joe Burrow
but then
got
he wasn't hurt, right? He had a chance to win the game.
He did.
The final week of the season and beat the Steelers. That team couldn't beat the Steelers.
Because the kicker missed the kick. That ain't have spit to do with Lamar. And the pastor, the preacher, the Pope, what was he? Sprayed that holy water in the end zone, man.
He did. Yes, he did.
What I mean?
But why is that game coming down to a field goal?
Because they're two good teams.
Oh, boy.
It's the AFC North, man. What are you talking about? You ever played in the AFC North?
Not yet.
Not yet. You would love it. Trust me. Anthony, what say you?
As somebody that's a Falcon fan, the team gets picked on all the time, made fun of, turned into a meme.
They were talking about y'all this weekend.
328 day.
They were making fun of y'all. Hell, Jamie said, we got proof it ain't over yet. And
Yeah.
you said some choice words to him after
I
that.
just thought it was a little uncalled for, quite honestly.
You did.
I didn't even say anything about the Falcons.
You know it.
I just said, hey, Anthony, we know
what
that
you were implying.
games aren't always over till they're over.
Yeah. Every fourth quarter, when a team's down, could be the Patriots. Could come back. Well, when have we ever seen a comeback before of this magnitude? Oh, wait, there's a Super Bowl. So, Marsh, I mean,
There's no way anybody can come back from this.
I guess, do you want me to be honest or do you want me to be gentle?
I think honesty, he loves honesty.
And by the way, I'm not refuting that the Vikings are the butt of the joke. I stated that. I understand that. I'm just looking at other teams as well where it's like, oh, the Vikings, if they had Sam Darnold, maybe they go to the Super Bowl. Maybe. I would argue no, based on the way that their roster is constructed.
Still didn't have the best team. Seahawks had the best team.
Seahawks had the best team. But there's other teams around the league that could have been in that same spot with what their roster is, and they didn't do that.
No, you're right.
They're in the same spot that I'm in right now.
Sure.
A loser.
Damn.
You individually are not a loser.
Well, thank you, Anthony.
Vikings, yeah, but do you know what? The 31 teams lost this year. 31.
They did. That's my
Kind
point,
of like
Anthony.
Canada's losing right now.
Oh, boy, they ever.
Yeah, Canada's
Just the way we. Hey,
Oh my gosh!
When I was
all those
talking to-
Italians are getting free tacos.
when I was talking to
Or
the
35
Canadian
cent
team
tacos.
this morning, they said, you just watch the way we play this game.
That was the setup.
Yeah. They're not even playing their captain. They're like, don't worry about it. Watch.
You know who he's rooting for.
Yeah, of course. Of course we do.
USA, baby, let's go.
Anyways, Marsh, I understand your point. Your point is a lot of other teams could have signed Sam Darnold as well, and they didn't.
They didn't, yeah.
Now, you did have him in the building,
We did have him in the building.
so you're worse overall, right? Like, you're a...
Yeah, they took a step back for sure.
Yeah.
For sure.
But other teams could have certainly signed him.
Yeah.
Always next year.
Jamie, I hate to say it, I look at Lions fans, right? Lions fans are making fun of Vikings fans all over the internet. Well, the Lions finished in 4th place and have been a Super Bowl contender for the last 3 years.
Yeah.
What have they done?
Not a damn thing.
Not a damn thing, Anthony. No.
Just focus on your team, okay, buddy?
Well, I'm trying not to.
At least we have a
for the next couple of months until you do have a quarterback.
Yep.
You do have a quarterback. How did he do this year?
He's better than some.
Really?
Better than most.
You mean the team that they lost to twice this season with the guy that you're making fun of when he beat them on their home field?
We'll see how it all works out. We'll see.
Okay. All right.
Jamie bought Lions gear to give to me, and he never did.
Yeah, Marcy, we'll
He
see.
didn't have the opportunity to.
I had to wear it myself, which was fun.
All right, I'm done.
You just wait.
I feel better now.
Good. That's what I was hoping for. All right. It's Fast Line on 101 ESPN.
By the way, Green Bay also blew a playoff game earlier this year, Anthony.
They certainly did.
Yeah.
Yeah. They got Caleb Williams in that game.
He's a good quarterback.
Yeah, he certainly is. All right. Can mid-majors do what Indiana just did in football? And by mid-majors, I mean teams like SLU. You're shaking your head no?
But no, my headphones are loose.
Oh, good, because I don't want you bashing the Billikens.
I would never.
Or leaving any sort of doubt when it comes
Never.
to our Billikens.
Love the Bills.
No doubt.
All right.
Let's go, baby.
So can mid-majors like SLU do what Indiana did in football? Is it possible in basketball? That's next on 101 ESPN.
protect from behind. Man, that's gotta hurt.
I'd hire Morgan & Morgan if I were them.
What?
Yeah, Dan, America's largest injury law firm. They serve up justice, ice, cold, law. Know what I mean?
I guess.
Their gloves come off when they fight for you.
Okay.
I'm talking a settlement slap shot.
Shouldn't we be talking about the game?
Yeah, Dan, Morgan & Morgan.
Proud partner of the St. Louis Blues.
ESPN Sports Center.
I'm Andrew Marsh. It's time for a Sports Center update brought to you by Saliga Heating and Cooling. The United States women's hockey team is on their way to a victory against Canada, 5-0 with less than a minute to go in that one. Jamie, of course, is upset. If you missed any of our conversations today, including Jamie crying about Team Canada, make sure you go to 101ESPN.com or check out the free Dobstar and Auto Center's 101 ESPN mobile app. Just head to the podcast page and you'll find all of our shows there. And it's all brought to you by the Schaefer Door Company. This Sports Center update is brought to you by Saliga Heating and Cooling, a Daikin heating and air conditioning dealer.
Fastlane on 101 ESPN. Can mid-majors do what Indiana did in football? And by mid-majors, we mean basketball. So St. Louis University, the Billikens are off to just a remarkable start. And a lot of people are asking, okay, well, they're, you're already, it's funny. Fans start to worry. We're in the middle of the season, and we're toward the end, actually. The NCAA tournament's going to be in a month. But, people are wondering, well, can you hang on to shirts? Can you hang on to Coach shirts? Will they be able to hang on to them?
Yeah, Humphreys needs a bartender.
There you go.
Hang on to him.
Yeah, that'd be nice.
Handing out those blue shots down there.
Yeah.
I love that.
There are examples, of course, of head coaches staying with their programs that are considered mid-majors for the long haul. We have seen that certainly with Mark Few at Gonzaga, and granted, Gonzaga went from a program to a program in college basketball, but nonetheless, he has stayed. We've seen other smaller examples of guys staying for an extended period of time before eventually moving on. You had Shaka Smart at VCU for a while, but of course, he eventually moved on. In football, we're now seeing it with Curt Cignetti, who says, you know what, I'm fine just staying right here at Indiana. I don't need to go to a bigger program, just won the national championship. I want to stay here. Will Josh Shirt stay? Depends on what he's looking for. He might be looking for an opportunity to run a bigger program. I have no idea. You have no idea. Only he knows. But he also might look at the situation and say, got it really good here. We got a good program. I know what I'm looking for in players. I know what I can recruit, and I know what I can bring in the transfer portal. I like things here. I like Chaffetz. Mm-hmm. Let's go. But ultimately, we have no idea. We don't know. Now, Jamie, you're shaking your head pretty vigorously, and I don't like it.
I don't like it either. Just what's been happening recently. Coaches always change, but a lot recently. Big programs are going to look at this guy and go, look what he was able to do with this program. Mm-hmm. Imagine if he had the NIL and the resources that we have, what he could do about building our program at whatever major spot that's fumbling right now. I don't know enough about college basketball to even pretend, but I know there's some blue bloods that are not where they need to be, and they can look at a guy like this and go, what's your number?
Right.
Well, I was thinking, $8 million a year. Okay. How much NIL do you need?
Right.
Okay. How many players can you steal from your current team? Mm-hmm. Probably 4 or 5. Perfect. That's a good start. Let's get to work. And unfortunately, that's the cost of doing business for schools like SLU and the mid-markets. Indiana was lucky to hang on to Cignetti. Lucky, because he's a different breed. And maybe Coach Schertz is too. Maybe he has a different breed and he wants to see it out here. Mm-hmm. But Cignetti could have had any, and I mean any, of the jobs that were probably available.
Right.
And probably got a bigger paycheck, to be honest.
Yes.
Now, he got himself a healthy paycheck, a nice little pay. He ain't hurting. There's no doubt about it. Mm-hmm. And they went on to win a national championship, and all of these things. Now, he will forever be remembered because Indiana never won a championship for. They're one of the worst programs in history of NCAA football. But now they're not. Now they're not a laughingstock. But I just don't know if Coach Schertz is going to be able to do what Cignetti did. And I don't know if he could be able to ignore some of the money and the things that will be available to him by going to a bigger school. If I'm a bigger school or I'm one of the blue bloods that's struggling, we're looking for redemption, you better believe I'm picking up the phone and calling him. Mm-hmm. Because where was he before, SLU?
Was it Indiana State?
Yeah.
He did the same thing there.
The Sycamores.
He did the same thing there. He built a hell of a program there. Then he came here, took a couple of his players, now he's got the Billikens where they are right now, and I wish he wouldn't leave. I'd like to see a Charlie Spoon hour. I'd like to see Spoon back again. Like, he's here. He's our guy. But it's pretty tough to say that when there's $8 to $10 million on the table from another school.
Yeah, I don't like your truth bomb there.
Sorry, dude.
That one's tough. But you're not wrong.
I think, like, when you're looking at, like, mid-major programs, I think it takes sustained success, and I think you have to be willing to do that. Greg McDermott at Creighton is a name that's been there for a number of years. You talked about Mark Few. He's been there for 20 years. When he got there, they weren't having nearly the amount of success. He's been to the NCAA tournament pretty much every year, I think, except for one season. And that was the 2019-2020 season. Did they have the tournament that year? I don't know. That was COVID. So I think when you're looking at what you're able to do or what you're doing, it's all about that man and whether or not he wants to continue to build at that program. And does he see a place where it is sustainable? You're in Creighton, you're in Omaha, Nebraska. Who are you competing with in terms of other schools in the vicinity? If you're at SLU, you're competing with Illinois, you're competing with Mizzou. Like, you got schools within Louisville, Kentucky. Like, you got schools within a 4-hour radius where you're like, am I going to get a young man to come play here? Despite NIL and all of those other things, like, I think that certain programs, if you're out in Gonzaga, the Great Northwest, who are you competing with in terms of recruiting? So I think that matters, and I think when coaches are looking at whether or not I'm going to stay in a place, it's the sustainability of this program. Do we have what it takes? Not just what I can be paid, because you're going to get a contract likely similar wherever you go. Some places can pay you more, some places can pay you less. But can I recruit in this area? And can I keep kids that are going to Texas, that are going to Florida, that are going to some of these other schools that have left here from St. Louis, some of the high school kids that have left here and gone to other places, can I keep them in St. Louis?
Yeah.
And can I compete with the schools that are within 2 to 4 hours of my campus to keep them from going there as well?
And that's going to be the challenge too, is, how many games, just for the sake of geographic purpose, how many games are Illinois and Mizzou watching this year? How many players are they thinking they can steal from the Billikens moving in? I mean, if it's a Missouri kid, you got the in-state, all that stuff, like, not that tuition's a big deal, but the NIL money that Mizzou has is far greater than what the SLU Billikens have. So not only are you competing nationally to keep your players and your coach, you're competing regionally because there's some hungry animals around you that want to just eat up all the good things that you have to offer. Maybe even your head coach.
Yeah.
Who knows? If Mizzou craps the bed, they might say, hey, look it, come on down. We'll get some money for you. Might.
I wonder.
Go basketball.
I wonder what mid-majors, what they ultimately look like in the tournament moving forward, as the years go by with NIL. Like, obviously NIL's been around for a little bit, and so we have a little bit of a smaller sample size of that. But I wonder over the years, and those Cinderella teams that are typically mid-major teams, how far will they ultimately go as the years go on? Because why do they have success? Well, they're more than likely older players, if not they're older, but they've been together.
Yeah, veteran players.
Players have been together. They work as a unit as compared to maybe some individual high talent players that lead a team. I wonder if that's all going to, as the years go by, go away and we see more of the top teams win in their respective matchup in the NCAA tournament.
Yeah. All right, it's Fastlane on 101 at ESPN. Andrew Marsh, Carey Davis, Jamie Rivers, Anthony Stalter. What is the next reclamation quarterback, or who is the next reclamation quarterback in the NFL? Might have to get creative with this one. That's next on 101 ESPN. Jamie, we got our guy Stewie on the line right now. And Stewie, I know there's often a discussion when it comes to low credit card scores, high credit card scores, and whether or not you can help both sides. What is your advice?
Well, Anthony, really, I got to tell you a story about an ESPN listener we closed today. A year ago, he came over to me and he said, you know what, I got a problem. My credit score is a 560. It's really bad. I'm behind on my credit cards. I'm struggling. Life is really, really challenging. Is there any light for me at the end of the tunnel? I said, no problem. We're going to give you an FHA loan. We're going to refinance and consolidate your debt and put you back on track. He says, you can do that? I said, yeah, we can do that. We did that for him, and we saved him $1,800 a month in cash flow.
Nice.
But here's what's better. We just closed him today. His new credit score, Anthony, 732.
Nice.
We refinanced him. We switched him from FHA to conventional, knocked out the PMI, lowered his rate, saved him another $350 a month, all with the bagel loan, no closing costs. And he tells me today life is like black and white, totally changed, and he's happy there than ever.
That's why you call Stewie.
Exactly.
How many times, Anthony, we tell people, just call Stewie. He's going to help you. He's not going to do what's right for his business. He's going to do what's right for you.
Absolutely.
And that's the way he does his business. And that's why he's got to be your first phone call, no matter what your situation is. And if Stewie can't help you, guess what? He will direct you in the right direction in order to help you. Mm-hmm. But you got to call him or text him. His number is 314-324-4440.
Again, 314-324-4440.
Again, call him anytime, days, nights, weekends, doesn't matter. Our guy Stewie's always there for you. He's our guy, needs to be your guy. Give him a call, and if you can't remember that number,
you can always Google the bagel loan. Stewie, thank you.
Have a great one, guys.
It's a Fast Lane on 101 ESPN. Who's the next reclamation quarterback in the NFL? We saw Sam Darnold win the ultimate prize, and that being the Super Bowl, as a reclamation quarterback. We've seen Baker Mayfield resurrect his career in Tampa. For a short period of time, we saw Geno Smith resurrect his career. There's also another quarterback. Who am I missing? I thought there's another.
Not Justin Fields.
Daniel Jones.
Daniel Jones.
You know,
there you go.
X amount of months last year with the Colts. Who could be the next reclamation project? Well, there's a couple of guys that should be available this offseason. Kyler Murray is likely to be dumped by Arizona. Tua will be dumped by Miami. Malik Willis, Kirk Cousins should be available as well. Could you see any of those guys being reclamation projects?
Ooh.
Judging by your face, that'd be a no.
I do. I think Malik Willis could be that guy. The reason I say
He's
that,
intriguing.
He is intriguing. If we want to go back to Baker Mayfield and Sam Darnold, those guys showed flashes of, hey, this guy actually might not be that bad with a competent team before they actually had their chance to start for their next team. We didn't really get that out of Kyler Murray. He was benched. Tua, same thing, was benched. Kirk Cousins, I think he's too old for this conversation. This guy, he could be in a broadcast booth next year. Who knows? Yeah. But Malik Willis, out of what we saw last season with the Green Bay Packers, he showed flashes of, hey, this guy's actually not that bad compared to what we initially thought when he was with the Tennessee Titans. So I think, for me, out of those four guys, he would be the one.
The only question I would have is where?
Right.
What team, like, who's going to end up where? And because majority of the teams have their quarterback solidified. Like, I'm looking at it now, the Dolphins, the Jets, and the Cardinals are three teams that will probably need a quarterback. Are they looking for one in the draft? Are they looking for one of those four names that you just mentioned in free agency? The 49ers are not going to move on from Mac Jones. No. He's going to stay there. So that would have probably been the one name that you say, yeah, Mac Jones, because he performed really well in the absence of Brock Purdy this past season. But when I'm looking at these names and who is available and what teams actually have, availability, for me, it's going to be it's going to be interesting to see who goes where, because the Cardinals have the third overall pick. Are they taking a quarterback? Probably. The Jets have the second overall pick. Are they looking at it? Like, teams often draft people higher than they should, because we talked about it earlier, trying to find that elite quarterback versus trying to build an elite team or an elite defense. You're usually going to go after that quarterback if you think that guy can help your team and turn your program around much quicker. So I don't know where you find a space for those reclamation projects, because, damn near every team is solidified at the quarterback position.
Yeah. If we take a step back, too, though, if we look at where guys have had success, where's it been? It's been with quarterback-friendly coaches or offensive-minded coaches. Sam Darnold, I know, just won a Super Bowl with a defensive-minded coach, but where did he turn things around?
San Francisco.
San Francisco, and really, I think,
Minnesota.
And Kyle Shanahan said, look, I think we got too much credit for, helping Sam Darnold. We just gave him a platform to just continue his career. He really revived everything in Minnesota under Kevin O'Connell.
Well, he was given the opportunity to do so.
Certainly.
Yeah.
Baker Mayfield's got a little bit of taste of good coaching with Sean McVay, wound up going to Tampa, who did the smart thing by hiring Dave Canales, who had the same background as McVay. Same offense, all that. When Canales went on, they dipped right back into the well and got Liam Cohen, who runs the same offense. So they married.
And he had an offense around him.
And he had better weapons around him.
Good linemen, good weapons.
Good defense in Tampa.
So when I bring up Malik Willis, and you brought up the Arizona Cardinals, I look at that team and I think, Malik Willis with Matt LaFleur. Guess who the head coach is for the Arizona Cardinals?
Mike LaFleur, Matt's brother.
What? Of course. So maybe he steps in as a bridge quarterback. He gets his Sam Darnold opportunity to be the starting quarterback with the Arizona Cardinals, and we see how that year plays out. Maybe they do well and they want to keep him, or if they do well and then they want to get rid of him, like the Vikings did.
Yeah.
Or if they don't do well, okay, now you don't have to draft in I would say, not a great quarterback draft this season with your, one of your top picks in the first round. You go with somebody else, start building that team, and then you reassess the following year. That's where I'm kind of, pointing Malik Willis.
I'm with you on Malik. By the way, I'm with you with Malik Willis.
I think he's got a lot of talent.
In Tennessee.
Is he your top pick? Is he your top reclamation project?
Yes.
I would say.
Where's
I would
Mac
say
Jones?
So too.
He's going to be in San Francisco.
Yeah, I think he's going to be. Mac Jones would be number one.
Think someone's going to give up something to get him?
I wonder if San Francisco just says unless it's an outrageous.
Yeah, I don't know, but maybe they do. Maybe they do Mac Jones a solid though too. Like sometimes organizations are like, okay, you've earned it.
Yeah,
I don't think they can afford to give Mac Jones do him a solid. because of the injury history with Brock Purdy.
Yeah.
I think you've
You're not
had,
wrong.
and last year was proof. I mean, Mac Jones filled in admirably in the time that Brock Purdy was out. So I don't know that they can afford. He's not going to cost you a lot. I don't think you can afford to move on from Mac Jones when you still have him under contract. He's not costing you a lot, and you got a quarterback that has dealt with some injury issues. I mean, hell, they were one game away from making it to the Super Bowl when he tore his elbow up, and Christian
what do you
McCaffrey had to play quarterback.
What do you think would get him away from San Fran? Like if someone was
They
willing
offered
to
a
make an
first-round
offer.
pick.
Well, first round, I think that's a stretch.
No, I don't think I would be moving off.
What about a
of him.
second-round pick?
Probably not.
No? Anthony?
I think he's more valuable to you than a second-round pick.
Oh, man.
If you don't have Mac Jones this past year, you're not a playoff team.
Yeah.
And the same thing could easily happen next year, too, like what Carey said.
I mean, unless there's another
And that's exactly
quarterback
what I'm thinking.
that
Kyle
also
Shanahan,
kinda
now he's
fits.
getting ballsy, right?
Yeah.
Because he's had Sam Darnold, no problems. Now he's had Mac Jones. Like there comes a point in time where you believe that anybody who's kind of sort of good, you can work with them. And if you can get a second-round pick for a guy that you just didn't even know if you were going to need him or not,
Yeah. I don't think you're crazy.
well,
He's crazy.
No, on this.
isn't crazy.
Just I'm talking about context.
Yeah,
right now.
he's
Yeah,
crazy
on
as
this.
hell. Look at him.
Yeah.
I mean,
We don't even have to look at him. We just know.
here's another side of this conversation. Are we even sure that there will be another reclamation project? This is the NFL. Not everything is guaranteed. We're just now seeing over the past couple of years, there's reclamation projects that are starting to pop up.
Well,
who's to say that never happens again?
Well, not if you don't have a Kevin O'Connell, a Kyle Shanahan,
Yeah.
a Sean McVay, a Mike McDonald who's already built a great defense. There's you need that infrastructure in place. As you notice, there's plenty of reclamation projects that went to the Jets and the Browns over the years. Plenty of opportunities for reclamation projects, and it never happened. Why? You didn't have the infrastructure in place. You didn't have the head coach. You didn't have the team around him. So no, I don't think that's an insane comment either. All right, we do need a new Gauntlet contestant. We're hoping for a new person, somebody that's never played before, given the opportunity. So if you're thinking, or if you've thought about playing in the Gauntlet and you haven't done it before, text in. Air Comfort Service text line is 314-399-9646. We'll play the Gauntlet next.
warriors. 4 categories, 1 challenger. Can you survive the Gauntlet?
Brought to you by Blue Note Roofing. Roofing, siding, and gutters. Visit BlueNoteRoofingSTL.com for a free inspection.
It's Fastlane on 101 ESPN 402. Your time check brought to you by Clarkson Jewelers, an officially licensed Rolex jeweler with Carey Davis and Jay Rivers and Andrew Marsh and Anthony Stalter. Marsh, who we got on the line today?
We have Jack.
What's up, Jack?
Hey, how's it going?
Good. Appreciate you listening. Thanks for playing today. Would you like to take on Marsh, Carey, Jamie, or me in round 1?
Take Anthony on.
Oh, Carey, how'd you know?
Just felt it.
Okay.
Just felt it in my bones.
Was that a strategy?
I just feel like everyone picks on a certain member of the crew first, so I decided to switch it up.
Thank you.
Yep. All right.
Well played.
Interesting. All right. Well, hey, Jack, good luck to you, man.
Anthony, get the heck out of here.
Thank you, too.
Eat it.
All right, Anthony's headed off to the cone of silence. Jack, you know what time it is. Tell Marsh to spin that wheel.
Spin that wheel, please, Marsh.
All right. Any category you don't want today.
Maybe I'll tell you when the wheel stops.
Okay. Well, the wheel has stopped. It's already made its decision, so you can tell me now.
Hopefully not random.
Oh, well.
The wheel must know, man. It is evil. You got random, dude. Not even a great smack dab in the middle of random.
I'll see what we can do.
All right. Well, we're going to have 4 questions here, each of them worth 2 points. If you use the options, get it right, it's worth 1 point. Wrong answers, 0 points. If we're tied, we'll have the tiebreaker. Jack, are you ready?
Yes, sir.
All right. Category again is random. Question number 1. Van Helsing swept into theaters on May 7th, 2004. Who played the title character?
I can take sure I can't remember his name. I'll take the options, please.
All right. Was it Tom Cruise, Russell Crowe, or Hugh Jackman?
Russell Crowe. Final answer.
Question number 2. Cookie, a pink cockatoo living at the Brookfield Zoo, was the oldest parrot in captivity until he died at 82 years old in 2016. In which of our major cities can you visit the Brookfield Zoo?
I'll have to go with the options on that one as well.
Is it Chicago, Indianapolis, or Fort Lauderdale?
Let's go with Fort Lauderdale. Final answer.
Question number 3. Let's get snacky. In Iran, what is another name for the smiling nut?
I gotta take the options again.
Your options are a cashew, a pistachio, or an almond.
Cashew, since it's shaped like a smile, I guess.
You said pistachio?
Cashew.
Cashew. Final answer?
Yes.
Question 4. Carey, pay attention to this one. Curling traces its roots to the 16th century in Scotland, but identify the most successful nation in Olympic curling history with 6 gold medals.
I will say Canada. Final answer.
All right. Let's get our guy Anthony back in here. Jack, how you feeling, bud?
They were pretty random.
Yeah, that's the way it works around here. Anthony's making his way back in here. He's kind of strutting a little bit. He's a little cocky today.
Nah.
No?
No.
Pretty quiet in there, huh?
Yes, it was. I actually went to the bathroom and then came back.
Did you?
But yeah, it was quiet.
Oh, that's a little more than we needed, but thank you.
Well, just letting you know, just being honest.
No, it's fine. It's fine, Anthony. All right, your category today is random.
Oh, yes.
Pack a lunch.
Thank you.
You ready?
Yes.
Van Helsing swept into theaters on May 7th, 2004. Who played the title character?
Options.
Was it Tom Cruise, Russell Crowe, or Hugh Jackman?
I don't remember Tom Cruise or Russell Crowe doing it. Hugh Jackman. Final answer.
Question number 2. Cookie, a pink cockatoo living at the Brookfield Zoo, was the oldest parrot in captivity until he died at 82 years old in 2016.
Rest in peace.
In which of our major cities can you visit the Brookfield Zoo?
Chicago. Final answer.
Question number 3. Let's get snacky. In Iran, what is another name for the smiling nut?
Options.
Options are a cashew, a pistachio, or an almond.
Pistachio. Final answer.
All right, final question. Curling traces its roots back to the 16th century in Scotland. But identify the most successful nation in Olympic curling history with 6 gold medals.
Hey, man, we were talking about this earlier. We weren't. Options.
Is it Germany, Switzerland, or Canada?
Germany. Final answer.
Okay. Start at question 1. Van Helsing swept into theaters on May 7th, 2004. Who played the title character? With the options, Jack said, give me that Russell Crowe. Anthony said, give me that Hugh Jackman with the options. Answer is
Hugh Jackman.
Hugh Jackman. All right, 1-0 Anthony. Go to question 4. Curling traces its roots back to the 16th century in Scotland, but identify the most successful nation in Olympic curling history with 6 gold medals. Jack, without the options, said Canada.
Uh-oh.
Anthony, with the option, said Germany. Answer is...
It's Canada.
Come on, baby. Let's go.
Oh.
Jack, 2-1 over Anthony. Let's go to the next question here. Question 2. Cookie, pink cockatoo living at the Brookfield Zoo, was the oldest parrot in captivity until he died at 82 years old in 2016. Rest in peace. In which of our major cities can you visit the Brookfield Zoo? With the options, Jack said Fort Lauderdale. Without the options, Anthony knew this. He said Chicago. Answer is...
It's Chicago.
It is Chicago. I've been to the Brookfield Zoo. It's wonderful. Heard a lion roar there one time.
Did you?
Have you ever heard a lion roar?
I hear it's loud. No, I have
like
not.
in close proximity? Like it rattles your teeth. I was like, oh my God. If I was in the jungle and I heard that...
You're done.
Done.
Yeah.
Like, forget about it.
We're done here.
Yep.
I've soiled myself.
Pretty much.
And I'm
maybe
going to
the
be
smell of my soiling will make him go somewhere else.
Yes.
Okay.
That's the hope.
All right, 3-2, Anthony. We headed to the final question. Let's get snacky. In Iran, what is another name for the smiling nut? Jack, with the options, said the cashew looks like a smile. Gonna go with cashew. Anthony, with the option, said pistachio. I don't know what reason. You really didn't give one.
Well, it kind of looks like Pac-Man, so also a smile-esque, I guess.
Sure. Yeah.
Like a... You
Third
know,
one.
the shell of a pistachio would look like a smile.
Or just an open mouth.
Or an open mouth.
Yeah.
Yeah, either way. Mouth, smile.
Sure. Well, here's where we're at. If it's cashew, we got to walk off. If it's pistachio, Anthony wins. If it's almond, Anthony would win. Answer is...
It's a pistachio.
Oh, Jack.
You have chosen poorly.
You lose. He got you 4-2 today, Jack.
Oh, he cut out.
Did he hang up or cut out?
Well,
No.
Jack, did you
still
leave
on the
us?
line. Hope
I mean,
he's okay.
did you drop off the line?
There he is.
Jack, you back?
Yep.
Can you hear us, Jack?
Jack, how long have you had a flip phone?
I can hear you guys.
Sorry, buddy. Anthony got you 4-2 today, man. Good work, though.
It's all good, guys. I appreciate it. It was fun.
All right, buddy. Thanks for listening. Thanks for
Jack.
playing, man.
All right, thanks. Bye.
All right, take care.
Good job, Anthony.
Thank you.
You're a little lucky that one fell right into your lap. Though.
Yeah,
The
I am.
Brookfield
The
one,
Brookfield Zoo. Yeah,
It's
I was
a
actually when
great
you were
zoo.
reading that, I'm like,
Do you know?
I'm hoping that this is about the Brookfield Zoo.
Do you know what the Brookfield Zoo isn't, though?
Free.
It's not free. It's not free.
I have been to it, though.
Brought the kids there. It was the fall.
Mm-hmm.
I was playing for the Chicago Wolves.
Oh, yeah.
And
in Rosemont.
Yeah, Rosemont, Illinois. And I brought the kids to the Brookfield Zoo and loved it. It's beautiful.
Yeah.
It's beautiful. But it wasn't
You gotta
free.
pay.
No.
You gotta pay.
You gotta pay.
Paid for parking, too.
Is that the zoo that's got all old brick
Yes.
lined up against the... Yeah, I've been
Yep.
there.
It's gorgeous.
Yeah. Yeah, it's nice. Nice zoo.
Anthony, speaking of nice, you have a nice record in the Gauntlet so far.
Thank you.
7-0 in 2026, and you're 3-0 in random.
You made a promise to yourself.
I
didn't
did.
you? New year, new
Yeah.
you.
Yeah, I'm
Proud
not...
of you, man.
I'm not going to... Wichita this thing. By the way, I don't... I've had to spell, believe it or not, I've had to spell Wichita State a couple of times. I have not misspelled it. Because I think to myself, I start spelling, I go, Wichita.
But you didn't misspell it when the way you saw it was you saw it as Wichita, but pronounced it Wichita.
Yeah,
because you go, it's spelled. We're like,
it spelled correctly. You imbecile. Yeah. Haven't spelled it wrong, though.
No.
Yeah.
That's a plus.
So when you're...
we'll just have somebody read it for you.
When you're a dumbass...
Dumas.
Dumas.
I think the lesson here is when you fall, you can get back up and you can learn from your mistakes. And I think that goes for everybody, no matter what age you are, where you're at in life, that you are always learning. I think that's great.
Powerful, Marsh.
Some would
Holy
say,
smokes.
I get knocked down, but I get up again.
Yeah.
And you're never going to keep me down.
I get knocked down. Okay, give me a letter. I feel like I know this one. Give me a letter.
C.
I want to say Coldplay.
Okay.
What do you got next, Anthony?
Okay.
They weren't even a band.
There it is.
Yeah, is
there
that right?
it is. Yes.
Did we do this yesterday?
We did.
Thanks for paying attention, Carey.
Why we were all surprised.
Oh, my Lord.
Yeah, we're all surprised at that. Holy smokes.
Oh, my goodness.
Check, please.
Yep, we're going to play Fill in the Blank next. If you want to give us a statement for Fill in the Blank, you can. Air Comfort Service text line 314-399-9646. And we'll play Fill in the Blank here on 101 ESPN.
Blank, 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 blank.
Fill in some blanks.
It's Fastlane on 101 ESPN. Andrew Marsh, Carey Davis, Jamie Rivers, Anthony Stalter. Time to play fill in the blank. This is where you can send a statement in. Obviously, there's a blank involved.
Yes.
Yeah. Air Comfort Service text line 314-399-9646. So let's fill that blank. Marshy.
All right, we were talking about SLU a little bit ago. Little Jackie's Rolling Papers sends in SLU will be a blank seed in the NCAA tournament.
Ooh.
Wow. Boy, that's a good question. What are some recent examples?
Are they a top 25 team right now?
Yes.
Okay.
18.
Wow. Okay. That's a pretty legit spot.
Let's see here. I could see them being as high as 10.
Yeah. In their bracket.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Really?
I can see them being a 10 seed.
Even being a top 25 team?
So you're thinking higher? Okay. Easy.
Yeah, but we have
Take
to
it easy.
assume that they're going to stay ranked like this.
Take it easy there, Marsh.
Yeah, I hope so, because then if not.
All right, a 7.
7? Okay.
I could see them being a 7 seed.
I'll go with Anthony.
I don't think they get any higher than 7.
Marshy, what are you thinking?
We have some people on the
1 or 2?
No. We have some people on the text line saying 6. Right now in like bracketology, 7.
6, 7.
Yeah, 6, 7.
6, 7. So I mean, it depends
I'll
on
say 7.
if they win the A10, of course.
Yeah.
Obviously, you're right around there.
So I'm looking at the teams from last year. A 7. Marquette was a 7. St. Mary's was a 7. Who else was a 7 here? Let me think. Or see. Yeah, Marquette, St. Mary's, UCLA was a 7. Kansas was a 7 last year. I say no higher than 7, no lower than 10. Of course, depending on what they do in the tournament, the A10 tournament.
Mm-hmm.
Carey?
Illinois, at least a 2 seed.
No,
I've been looking at. I know they had a tough loss
We're talking about SLU.
Michigan State at Michigan State, but
How did Illinois do the other night?
Well, damn it, Jamie!
I didn't see the score.
I just said
I didn't see the score.
You saw the score.
I didn't.
You
really
know
didn't see the score.
You know what happened.
What happened?
They lost in overtime.
To who?
At Michigan State. Sparty.
Oh, boy.
Yeah, had a tough loss, man. At Michigan State, tough loss. Hopefully they are in the Midwest, because then they believe they come through St. Louis. And guess who's going to be at the games?
Carey Davis.
You better believe it.
Carey Davis.
And I think they go to Chicago. Might be there too. You know what I mean? Just might be there, just spending weekends.
Just going to follow it around, Carey?
Man, just follow it. Mm-hmm. Nothing better than following it.
Right.
Chasing it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
All right, next fill in the blank.
All right, from the 314, blank will make it to the NHL first between Carbonneau and Lindstein.
I would say it will be Lindstein. Junior hockey is one thing, NHL hockey is another. And junior hockey in Quebec is different than junior hockey in Ontario or in the Western League. What I mean by that is most of the time players take a little longer to transition to the pro game. Just the style of play in that league is not always conducive to the next level. Now, Carbonneau is going to be a force at some point. He's a big, strong kid, scores goals. I think there's some pace of play that has to improve for him and some defensive awareness, but it's nothing a year in the minors won't cure. But the problem is that his year next year will be a year in the minors. Lindstein will be 2 years in already. Mm-hmm. So he's a little further ahead.
We have people calling us idiots about our projection on where SLU will be seated in the NCAA tournament.
What do they think?
Because Joe Lenardi was on earlier today and saying, 5 is too big of a reach. 6 is probably right. 7.
We said 7.
I know. I understand, Anthony.
What's the problem?
I'm not Joe Lenardi.
No, you're not.
You're not.
But you did say 7.
Yeah, I said
6 or
10,
7.
and then I said 7.
Don't pay attention. Don't pay attention to the haters. They're just haters.
I don't understand the problem, quite honestly.
You know what? They're out of the tournament now because of you. Because of you.
I don't think
they're out.
I don't think that's how that works.
I don't want to do this, but
okay. You all did it.
You
It's
did
your
it. You
fault.
did this to yourself.
Yep.
They're done now.
Yeah.
They get bounced in the first round of the tournament. Not that tournament either.
Hey, 10 times.
You did this. You did this.
So now they don't even get in.
You pissed me off. They're out. Now how do you like it? Now where's your Joe Lenardi?
Now you'd be appreciative for a 10 seed, huh?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
We didn't even say 10. We started at 10. We ended at 7.
Right. Not good enough for people.
All right, well, whatever.
Anthony, you don't mean that, do you?
Yeah, he does.
Oh, I mean every bit
Anthony?
of it. I mean every bit of it. They're done.
I'll just
Take them out.
quit the season now.
You pissed him off.
You're done, man. You just don't know it. It's over.
I just came off a win in the Gauntlet and random. Now this. People are complaining.
Well, MD 2020 says, who gives a blank about SLU's ranking? They're going to be out quick anyways.
Oh, no.
Wow. We didn't say that.
No, we didn't.
Well, Anthony just did, actually.
Well,
Whoops.
in fairness, I did say 7
You did. I heard it.
after 10. Whatever.
Yeah, we worked our way there.
We certainly did. We workshopped it.
We did. We did. That's
Nice
what good
job.
people do is they figure
Absolutely. Yeah, absolutely.
All right, from the 636, blank will be the next quarterback of the Pittsburgh Steelers.
Will Howard.
it out. That is terrible. It's just terrible.
That man won the national championship, Jamie. He's a champion. He knows about winning. Knows about it.
Does he?
Been there, done that. You know what I mean?
Does he?
He's a guy. He knows what to do. He knows. He knows what's going on, man. Yeah, hell yeah.
It'd be crazy to have Aaron Rodgers in the building and let him go for an unproven quarterback.
Wow.
I mean, it'd be like
Unproven national championship quarterback.
Hey,
Having a
seen that before.
Super Bowl champion in the building and letting him go.
Are you speaking about the Steelers or?
What? That's what we're talking about. Are we
That
not?
sounds like the Vikings.
Little bit.
You guys want to do one more here?
Yeah, we're going to do one more.
All right, Chauncey says, fill in the blank. You had a 10-year blank.
Listener.
You had a 10-year listener? I think that's
Pretty much it, yeah.
I'll say aye.
Aye.
All right. All right, moving on. That was a fun fill in the blank. Yeah, it was. Yeah. Had so much potential. Some people had to ruin it.
Last time we'll see that segment, Carey.
Marshy, get rid of that.
The 636 says, this is the kind of spite that birthed Freedom Friday.
Yes, you're right.
It did.
He's not wrong.
Absolutely.
Despite the
Well
birth
said.
greatness.
Yes. All right. The Cardinals. We've talked about different teams that they could not model themselves after, but
The Dodgers.
certain team. Well, that'd be nice. Certain teams that maybe they would resemble. There's one team that Marsh brought up in the office that we haven't discussed yet, but it might be the perfect team. That's next on 101 ESPN.
101 ESPN Sports Center.
I'm Andrew Marsh. It's time for a Sports Center update brought to you by Saliga Heating and Cooling. If you have missed anything from today's show, including our conversation about potentially trading Jordan Kyrou and why that's a bad decision, make sure you go to 101ESPN.com or check out the free Dobbs Tire and Auto Center's 101 ESPN mobile app. Just head to the podcast page, and you will find all of our shows there. And it's all brought to you by the Schaefer Door Company. We will be doing the Sports Six Packs in the 5 o'clock hour. So if you have a question that comes to your mind, feel free to send those in now. We'll do the 6 packs in the 5 o'clock hour. But coming up next, we're going to dive back into some Major League Baseball. I'm Andrew Marsh, and the Sports Center update is brought to you by Saliga Heating and Cooling, a Daikin heating and air conditioning dealer.
It's Fastlane on 101 ESPN. Andrew Marsh, Carey Davis, Jamie Rivers, Anthony Stalter. So there was a team. Well, let me start here. There's a bunch of teams that we've discussed when it comes to the Cardinals and who they could, for lack of a better word, model themselves after. Right? Preferably they would have their own model. But you're always looking around, seeing what other teams are doing, and seeing how they built their teams and whether or not they're successful. For a while, Tampa Bay was successful on a shoestring budget. Now the Brewers are kind of that quote-unquote model of a team that's not going to spend a lot, but still finds themselves in the playoffs consistently or winning divisions consistently. Another team that we've discussed is the Atlanta Braves, a team that has a lot of homegrown talent. They were able to retain that talent by getting ahead of the contract before they hit the much earlier than when they were about to hit the open market. And a team that's also been not only competitive, but one that will make the bold move to bring in guys like Matt Olson or Sean Murphy. That's certainly a team that the Cardinals could look at as well. But Marsh, you actually went to the American League to discuss a team that maybe the Cardinals could model themselves after.
Yeah, so this comes off the news of the Tigers signing Justin Verlander. And, you know, Justin Verlander is getting up there in age, but he's been a great pitcher. He'll be a Hall of Famer in my book. But I look at the Tigers, and for me, it starts with pitching. I think their rotation this year is going to be something. You have Tarek Skubal, you have now Framber Valdez, Casey Mize, you have a young Reese Olson, Jack Flaherty is there, and then of course you bring in that veteran and Justin Verlander. So I think for them, and they have a good lineup as well, but I think for them it starts with pitching. Mm-hmm. They have the best pitcher in the game.
Absolutely.
That for me is who they are as a team, and then we go from there. And we always preach, you got to start with pitching. You got to start with pitching. I think the Tigers do that.
They certainly do. I also think if you're looking at the Tigers and saying, what aspects of that team do you want for the Cardinals? For me, I love the fact that they have a young core of homegrown players that they developed and established MLB contributors, and they've got veteran pitching stability. But it didn't start with them saying, hey, we're just going to bring in a bunch of free agents. So you had these homegrown players that came through, and that's what the Cardinals are doing now. And a roster is balanced between controllable talent and some strategic free agent additions. I think the key word there is strategic. It doesn't have to be go out and get the best free agent, or as soon as the Dodgers sign that player, go to the next person on the list and try to outbid everybody for them. I think the Tigers have been strategic with their free agent additions. I think they've got some flexibility in how they assemble pieces too. They're not tied to just one rigid blueprint. So I like the comparison with the Tigers. And if the Cardinals develop a bunch of young homegrown players that develop internally, fantastic. Tigers have Spencer Torkelson, Riley Green, Cole Keith, Zach McKinstry, Kerry Carpenter, I believe, came from their farm system as well. If that's the Cardinals in a couple of years, I got no problem with that. By the way, the Tigers led Major League Baseball for a long time before they had a Falcons-like collapse in the second half.
Don't do your Falcons like that, man.
Oh, I'll do my Falcons like
Don't
that.
do it like that.
Got a player facing 5 felony charges right now.
Yeah, that's not great. That was a bad look. Yeah. The Tigers are a great comp. I think.
Right, Jamie?
I wasn't there.
Thank God.
Yep.
Yeah. The Tigers I think they are a great comp. I think when you're looking at what they've done, and then I think you mentioned Framber Valdez that they went out and signed.
I mentioned him.
Oh, they went out and signed him. So when you get to the point where you're building up your roster, and I think that's where they are. They know that they have the pitching in-house. They had to go to arbitration with Skubal, and he got the most money in ever, Bob, for arbitration. But you went out and signed the best pitcher available on the free agent market as well, because you're probably in that window where you're saying, okay, now is our time. You get 1 and a 2 at the top of your rotation. You're gonna make life hard on a lot of teams, during those series. So I think they figured it out. They're figuring it out, and they feel like that this is their window. And if you're the Cardinals, if you can get a Liam Doyle to I don't know if you'll get him to be a Tarek Skubal. I won't say that. But if you can get him to be your ace or your version of a Tarek Skubal, and then you start to add to those pieces, and then you get to the point where, 3 years down the line, you're looking at it and, hey, okay, let's go. We can go out and spend almost $40 million on a starting pitcher to be our number 2 or to be our number 1, whatever the case may be. But we can go spend that money because we are in the place now and in a position where the lineup is doing what they need to do, the starting rotation is doing what they need to do, and now you're just adding a piece or two to help develop that roster to be a hopefully, potentially a championship roster.
Yeah.
So if we go back in the last 5 years, since 2021, Tigers were 77-85, finished third in the AL Central. I think that if this year for the Cardinals, it ended up like that, finished third in the NL Central, 77-85, probably satisfied with that.
Satisfied? I don't know if Cardinal fans would be satisfied, but it definitely would be better than the projections.
Yeah, Percona said
sure.
77. Then in 2022, they crashed, 66-96. Not great. 2023, 78-84, finished second in the AL Central. Then 2024, second ALDS appearance, and then 2025, ALDS appearance. So, they really only stunk for 1 year. The 78 wins, I don't consider that stinking. I consider that not great. 77 wins, this is what I'm trying to do is match the timelines here to the Cardinals. So are the Cardinals, if we're going to model them after the Tigers, let's see what the model is.
Right.
And the model for since 2021 is they're average, they're terrible, they're average, they're good, and then they're good again. And now it looks like they're looking to make that next step of being more than an ALDS appearance.
Which is realistic, yeah.
But that's the way you do it.
Yeah, it's linear, absolutely.
So if the Cardinals are looking at a model, I like this model.
Absolutely.
And now the Tigers, who are adding Framber Valdez, which is what Chaim Bloom essentially said before, saying we are going to try and keep our talent, and when we're in a position to contend, we will look to add. So if that's the case, if he's following this linear, like you said, then I don't have a problem with this.
I wonder where are the Cardinals in their timeline, right? So you just mentioned all those seasons where they've been bad. Is this where we're starting, or are the seasons that have already been bad? Is that a part of that equation?
I think it's now, because you held on for dear life before, with your Lance Lynn's and your Matt Carpenter's coming back and all that. You hung on for dear life. You still had your Contrerases, you had your Arenados, you had your Sonny Grays. This, to me, is your starting point this upcoming season, where you've declared, here is our rebuild.
That's what you just said is very important, Jamie, because there's going to be people that are like, well, we've been bad for a while now, blah, 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 blah. Yeah, agreed. Yeah, totally. Yeah, but this is now the start. So there's nothing you can do. You're starting right now. And it's uncomfortable as a fan that wants to see a contender again, but at least you are starting. Because if you just kept running it back the way Mo was doing it, then guess what? You would have never started. You've been hell of your own making over and over and over again. But don't worry, Marsh, don't have that face. You're good again. Well, you're not good again, but you're starting again.
You're good again. Ascending.
Yes.
Yeah.
Hopefully. All right. Hey, tune in all next week as the morning after. Speaking of the Cardinals, we'll be broadcasting live from Cardinals Spring Training in Jupiter, Florida. Don't miss TMA Live from Spring Training every day next week, brought to you by Healthcare's Evolution.
But I was just talking to Jamie about something.
You didn't say anything. You were motioning.
Yeah,
What's your
think
deal, Carey?
I think Carey would like to be at spring training.
Yeah, I'd like to be at spring training.
Well, you're going to be here.
I love y'all.
Carey.
I mean, I'm not saying I want to go without you all. I'm saying we all should be there. I mean, you know me.
I'm going to be in Mexico on Monday, so I'm okay with that.
Of course you are.
Yep. I can't wait. Yep. Be all lathered up with my sunscreen, Anthony. Sipping on cocktails with umbrellas in it. Yep.
Well,
Wow.
excluding him, we should be at spring training. Just saying.
Well, it won't be us. It'll be TMA again next week. Broadcasting live from Cardinals Spring Training in Jupiter, Florida.
Well,
Maybe we'll get to go to Glendale, Arizona.
Maybe.
Doubt it.
That's where the Dodgers play spring.
let's go. Let's go.
Carey,
You all would go.
Carey be sitting there with his foam finger.
Yeah.
I'm your number one fan.
Sign my finger.
All right, it's Fastlane on 101 ESPN, but the board is next. All right, time to bet the board. Here in the Fast Lane on 101 ESPN, Andrew Marsh, Carey Davis, Jamie Rivers, Anthony Stalter. Marsh, what do we got for standings?
All right, Jamie actually hit a basketball pick last night.
My Pistons, baby.
He tacks on another point. He has 4 points in the month of February. Anthony, you have 3 points. Carey has 3 points, and I have 2 points.
Okay. So Jamie, me, Marsh, Carey?
Nope, Carey, I'm last. Carey goes.
Sorry, Carey.
No problem.
All right, let's go back to the hardwood, baby. Yeah. Mavericks.
You love that hardwood.
I do. Who doesn't? Mavericks at the Suns.
Oh, it's Anthony's team.
Total score, 227.5. I don't think these teams get there. Let's take the under.
Okay. That's an interesting play from our guy. What are you looking at?
Looking at these teams not getting to that score.
You said that confidently.
I feel pretty good about it.
Like you know something that we don't know.
I don't know if I know anything for that matter. Just look at their last couple of games. Sometimes, information's all around you.
Information superhighway.
Mm-hmm.
All right. I'm also going to go to the hardwood, gentlemen.
There you are.
Last night, my team rolled. Those Louisville Cardinals. Tonight, I'm going to go with let's stay in the top 25, shall we? Marsh, what are you shaking your head for?
You're going to pick my pick. I just know you are.
Let's go North Carolina -1.5.
Oh, okay, good.
Actually, money line -120. North Carolina money line -120.
I will go Kevin Durant over 33.5 points, rebounds, and assists.
I'm going to go with BYU tonight. Alternate spread of -2.5. BYU -2.5.
That's who you wanted, huh?
That's who I wanted.
That's who you thought I was taking?
I thought so.
Yeah.
You don't care about the Cougars?
You better.
You know what? Last couple of games, Cougars not liking their compete.
Oh, really?
It's wrong, Cougar.
They faced, I think, Arizona. Jamie, I'm not even gonna do it. I'm not even gonna look at you. They faced Houston. Lost 77-66. Lost to Oklahoma State. Lost to Kansas. Lost to Arizona.
Anthony.
That's their last 4 games.
They can bounce back.
And maybe they will. Baylor's no good, right?
Well, they might be tonight.
They're 3-8. They're 3-8 in conference play. You're going to be fine, Marsh. You're going to be just fine. You know what? I wish I picked BYU now. You know?
Well, I kind of wish I didn't. Now that you're throwing stats and facts at me.
You got to watch it when he does that.
Be careful.
Everybody be careful. Mets, so some news bouncing around Major League Baseball. Mets, Francisco Lindor may need surgery. So the Mets might not have Francisco Lindor to start the season. He's going to be evaluated for a stress reaction to his left hamate bone.
Who bone?
Hamate bone.
Where's that at?
Oh, the hamate bone is connected to the
knee bone?
Wrist bone.
Is it a hand bone?
I don't know.
Whatever happened to Hambone? How did his career turn out? Do we know?
Who? Yeah, he was great. Not a Hall of Famer, but he was great. That is the wedge-shaped carpal bone on the ulnar pinky side of the wrist.
Oh, okay.
The ham bone?
The hamate bone. Hamate.
The ham bone. I was like, what are you talking about?
No, Hambone Williams.
Yeah, Hambone Williams.
Played.
You guys got me all freaking confused.
No, Hambone Williams played alongside Schoolboy Rowe.
Oh, did he? It's quite the dynamic duo.
Yeah.
Oh,
they were fantastic.
Out the middle. You know why though? Because they gave those guys some runway.
They did.
They shipped off older players.
They started the clock early. They weren't scared.
They went to war, I think. They went to war, left open some opportunities for guys like Schoolboy Rowe.
Hey, next man up, you know?
Absolutely. What do you guys think of the brawl between Jamie's Pistons and the Hornets last night?
Need more of it.
Basketball brawls are.
There are actually some pretty good punches thrown, though.
Isaiah Stewart is probably the only person that really wants to fight in the NBA. I think he likes to fight, but he might like to fight because nobody else likes to fight. So I don't know.
I don't know.
Yeah.
But he does. He does stand up for his teammates. I didn't have a problem with that.
I didn't hate it at all.
They'll probably get suspended. The
What?
NBA. It's not hockey.
They should get a pay raise.
They frown on those things.
It's the first time I've seen the intensity in an NBA game in a while.
Were you in attendance last night, Anthony?
No.
have been before.
I wasn't
Usually
there.
that's what happens.
Yeah, no, different stadium. Of course, this one is now located in downtown Detroit.
Yeah.
I think they were in Charlotte. Were they in Charlotte or were they in Detroit last night?
They were in, Jamie, where were your Pistons last night?
In Detroit.
Were they in Detroit?
I have no idea.
Yeah, I think they were in Charlotte.
They were in Charlotte.
Yeah.
So not only Marsh, different stadium, different state altogether. Yeah, that's right. But of course, the Pistons now play in
Felt
Detroit.
like Detroit.
They used to play in Auburn Hills.
Auburn Hills.
Oof.
And that's where the malice at the Palace occurred.
That was quite the area.
I do think it's better for the NBA that the Pistons are relevant again.
Yeah.
They're the number one team in the East right now.
39-13.
I think that's
On
good
the
for
year.
basketball.
It's good for my Pistons.
Yeah, I do too.
Or do you think it's bad for Like, we talk
No,
about
I think it's
parity
great.
all the time. We saw the epitome of that in the NBA Finals this past year. Do people like that?
I think people like parody up until the point that there's no true
They don't like parody.
villain to root against.
They like a villain. That's why
They do.
That's why they like watching the Dodgers. They like to. They love to hate them. You know what I
The
mean?
Chiefs. People love to root against the Chiefs the
You
last
gotta have
couple of
something
years.
to get you excited.
Yes.
Some people thrive off hate. You know that wakes them up in the morning. If you have nothing to hate, then I don't want to get up.
If you don't have hate in your heart,
You can't let it out.
then you can't let it out.
You cannot. Yep. I know.
You know.
I think that's why this Super Bowl felt different because that hate for the Patriots just wasn't the same.
Yeah. I hear you. No, absolutely. I think there's a lot to that. Nobody hated Seattle, and nobody's going to hate Mike Vrabel and Drake May. Who you hate on that Patriots team? Who do you hate on the? Well,
some people hate
Stephon Diggs right now. Yeah.
I think
enough people
Cardi
even
B
know
hates him right now.
Yeah, I would say so.
Yeah, that was.
Let's go to the Seahawks. Who do you hate on the Seahawks? You ain't about the Seahawks. Kenneth Walker's. He's got his dad there. His dad hadn't seen an NFL game live.
Yeah,
First game.
Pretty cool.
Son
That's pretty awesome.
wins Super Bowl MVP.
You got to come to every game now, Dad.
You gonna hate Minecraft, Dad? There's no way.
Nah,
It's a true
Vikings
bounce
fans
back
do.
story.
he is.
We don't hate him.
Oh, you hate Adolfo Mensa.
Yeah, we don't like.
Get rid of him.
Yeah, he's gone.
He had to go.
Now he's got all the time off he needs.
He did have to go.
Golf now.
He had to leave.
Still getting paid.
All right, let's get to the biggest question of the day. It's going to be Blues related next on 101 ESPN.
Fastlane's biggest question of the day. Presented by Banner Construction, the experts in James Hardy siding.
501, your time check is brought to you by Clarkson Jewelers, an officially licensed Rolex jeweler with Andrew Marsh, Carey Davis, and Jamie Rivers. I'm Anthony Stalter. Marsh, you got the biggest question of the day for us.
All right. Well, this sort of goes back to what we talked about earlier with potentially trading Jordan Kyrou, the pros and cons to all of that, and Jamie outlined why that would be a bad idea for the Blues.
Well, a bad idea unless they get equal return, like a really good.
For sure.
Yeah.
For sure. The Athletic threw an article together with potential landing spots for Robert Thomas. Those teams included the Kings and the Hurricanes. When it comes to this season, and we know that the Blues over the last 3 or 4 years have struggled outside of what we witnessed last year at the tail end of the season where they made the playoffs. Everyone sort of wants all these players traded, but are we potentially overreacting to one bad season given the roster and the potential of this group?
I don't think so.
Mm-hmm.
And the reason I don't think so is because if you go back for the last 3 years, including this year, this team has been exactly what this is right now.
Mm-hmm.
They had a stretch following the Four Nations that they played excellent hockey. They played a playoff brand of hockey that got them into the playoffs and almost got them to the second round, probably should have. But then the season started again. It went back to some of the things that we've seen over the past couple of years. So as much as I didn't want to think about this about a month ago, now when I look at it, I feel like this is what your team is right now. But here's the good news, is this team has been this way before with some older role players that, really aren't helping you at all. The Veranas, the Kapanens, the Kevin Hayes, the Brandon Saad, all these guys that were there. But now you're in a spot where Jimmy Snuggerud, Dalibor Dvorsky are part of your core group now. They're on one of your power play units. They're both producing. They're both playing. Jake Neighbors is still a young player. He's producing. Dylan Holloway, the upside is still there. He's injured, which stinks. But Philip Broberg, you start looking at some of the youth. Joel Hofer.
Mm-hmm.
You've got some dudes now where this team is going to start ascending. I think you do need to add some pieces. Maybe have to extract some pieces and add some pieces. That's up to the guys who make those decisions are paid a lot more than I am, and they'll have to figure that out. But I don't think this is like, okay, we just burn the tape and start over next year.
Mm-hmm.
I think this is, hey, we should take notice. Let's really, really self-audit our organization from the top all the way down through our minor league system. Let's see what we got going on here. I do think that that's one of the reasons that Steve Ott was given the job in the American Hockey League is those players that are down there need to be ready sooner than later to make that jump in order for Army and Steiner to move away from some of the older pieces or pieces that they don't necessarily think are part of the future.
Mm-hmm.
So as much as I don't like where they are this season, I think this could be the best case scenario for them over the next 2 years to where they could end up and what they could get, if that makes any sense.
Yeah, it does. Carey, what are your thoughts on it?
I don't think, back to the original questions, I don't think that fans are overreacting. I think you got a glimpse of the success that was there, the potential for, you had really high hopes coming into the season. And to say that this season has been a letdown would kind of be an understatement. It has been, because when you put on a performance in the way that you did after the Four Nations tournament last year, and you go on that run and you win that many games in a row, and you're 1.6 seconds away from being in the second round, everything in you tells you, all right, yep, they figured some things out. They got a new coach. He was able to get things sorted and going in the right direction, and off we go. And the window is now open. And then somehow, some way, the window became closed. And you're looking at it like, no, we're supposed to be in the playoffs.
Mm-hmm.
We were last year, remember? You guys saw it. And now you're looking at it like, damn, we might be the worst team in hockey. And so I think the level of frustration is if you didn't have success last year, you wouldn't be frustrated. Mm-hmm. But the goal generally is to build off of success. You make the playoffs, you're expected to make it, year after year after year until your window closes, and it just feels like the window closed really quickly, and now you have to wait a little bit before it reopens.
We got a text from the 636. When does potential become a problem as they continue to not meet the expectations?
Potential is the worst word in sports, in my opinion.
I mean, expectations, I think.
Well, you got
projected, potential.
Yeah, you tell me
the key word.
I think the key word there is actually expectations. When we as fans have high expectations, and the team, in this case, this is an extreme example because the Blues they're nowhere close to the expectations. So I completely understand if the fans frustration. We're all frustrated too. I mean, we're getting to the point where you got a Cardinal rebuild and a Blues team that could be a major seller at the deadline. This is tough going for the two major teams in St. Louis. But when the expectations aren't met for the fan base, I think the anger, the frustration really sets in. And I agree with Carey. I don't think fans are overreacting to one bad season. When you've got the contract situations being what they are, the inability to have maybe a quick turnaround, the lingering questions about whether or not you have the right pieces for a competitive team, it all adds up. So, no, I don't think we're overreacting to one season.
No, and look, what happened at the end of last year was great because, man, that was some fun. That was fun watching that team win night after night after night. It was fun watching that team take the best team in the regular season to the brink. And I think everybody got so excited about what could be. Think me. I thought, man, especially when you look at Holloway's going to be a year older, Kyrou a year older, Robert Thomas coming off of, I think he was a top scoring forward in the NHL following Four Nations and also playing, very good 200-foot game. You're looking at all of these things going, man, Binnington, rock solid. Like, what could this be next year? Cam Fowler, what a pickup that was. For whatever reason, it just didn't blend this year. It just hasn't worked up to this point. And so that's the letdown. I think that's the letdown. I think if you don't have that surge at the end of last year, I think people are probably like, well, it's kind of what we got. It's what we are.
Yeah.
But you had that surge, and you formulated that belief. And then Doug Armstrong even kind of got caught up in it too. I mean, he said, we're out of the whatever.
Yeah.
And I don't blame him. Why wouldn't you think that?
Yeah.
Once somebody that shows you like something, you think that's what you could be. So I think that's where the frustration lies. But I think going back to another thing Army said at training camp when he talked about the whatever is over, he said, I did originally feel like this upcoming season would be our worst. That's what he said before the puck was even dropped.
Why is that? Why?
Because of where they were with the rebuild. Because right now you're just integrating some of that youth. You're just getting Snuggie, Dvorsky. You're just getting Stenberg in. Like, this was going to be the year where all of these young guys got their toes wet a little bit. You'd lose some games. You're not worried about the results so much as the process and the habits and the work ethic. But you got excited because of the ending of last year. And so you thought to yourself, okay, we're further along than we thought we were. And I think halfway through this season, Army and Steiner and the coaching staff said, okay, we're not.
Right.
Let's get these young guys some real reps here.
I'm in the camp of, I'm actually happy. I'm not happy that the season is going the way it is, but, looking at what the season is ultimately, I'm happy that it's happening now, earlier than, let's say the team is playing fine, they make the playoffs, they lose again in the first round, and then like next season, they stink.
Yeah.
And you're like, wait a minute, like what is going on here? I'd rather it happen now and get this over with now than kicking the can down the road. If this is ultimately who they are and they sort of are an inconsistent team, not only night after night, but year after year. I'd rather get those answers now than in a few years from now.
And here's a good question, a legitimate question. I understand why it's being asked. From the 314 says, at what point do we start questioning the coaching? It's a legitimate question because of where the team's at. But where the question fails is you have one of the best coaches in the NHL, a guy that was sought after, could have been anywhere he wanted. Let's say you move on. What's the next coach going to bring? Like, it's the same group of players. So you can't just keep changing the coach and think that at some point, you're going to get this coach that miraculously takes what. No, when Army made this hire of Jim Montgomery, he said, he's perfect for what we are now, and he'll be perfect for what we intend to be at the end of his 5 years. And I think this is where you have to let Monty and his coaching staff cook, do their thing, and get these young players to where they need to be. Monty, I'll tell you what, Monty is fantastic for young talent. We've had him on this show where he's talked about having to let the players figure some things out, let them play to their strengths. And there's so many coaches in the NHL that handcuff young players because their jobs are at risk. I think Monty, nobody's ever comfortable, especially when the team's losing, but I think he's confident in what he's doing with these young players. And I think that he's had good dialogue with the front office to tell them, listen, if we're going in this direction, then you have to trust what I'm doing with these young players too in order to get us to that next phase of having a winning franchise.
Yeah, well said. That's Jamie Rivers, Andrew Marsh, Carey Davis. I'm Anthony Stalter. That is the biggest question of the day. You could join Alex Ferrario and Michelob Ultra this Saturday from 1:30 to 3:30 at Ballpark Village, FanDuel Sports Live. It's inside Ballpark Village. You could cheer on Team USA during the Winter Games and get signed up for your chance to win a signed USA men's hockey jersey. Plus, brand ambassadors will be sampling Mick Ultra. We'll be giving away other Team USA items. There will be awesome Mick Ultra specials available, and much more. It's all happening this Saturday from 1:30 to 3:30 with Mick Ultra and 101 ESPN's Alex Ferrario at FanDuel Sports Live inside Ballpark Village. If you want more details, you missed some of the details I just provided for you, don't worry, we got you covered. 101ESPN.com. You can find all the information for this Saturday's event. We've got our Sports Six-Pack Part 1 coming up next. If you got a question, send it into the Air Comfort Service text line. That's 314-399-9646. We'll answer your questions next in the Fast Lane. One of the best traditions in St. Louis is the State Farm Missouri Valley Conference's men's basketball tournament and the championship, Arch Madness. Like I said, St. Louis tradition, the last 36 years have been held. The tournament has been held right here in St. Louis, and they're celebrating the 50th year of heart racing excitement. And this year, March 5th through March 8th at the Enterprise Center. So March 5th, the tournament begins with the first round. March 8th will be the championship game for Arch Madness. It's all at Enterprise Center. 5 decades showcasing buzzer beaters, madness, and championship glory, and you can attend the event. You can attend the event with your family. Family Fun Pack presented by 101 ESPN. 4 tickets, 4 sodas, 4 popcorns for $105. Coupons available at archmadness.com. Again, Family Fun Pack presented by 101 ESPN. Take the family down to the Enterprise Center. Enjoy some of the Arch Madness games. 4 tickets, 4 sodas, 4 popcorns for $105. It's a perfect way to do something maybe a little bit different. If you haven't done it before, it's a lot of fun. If your little ones are now into basketball, maybe they're playing basketball, you want to show them what great basketball, the urgency and the tournament looks like. Again, get your tickets now at archmadness.com for the State Farm Missouri Valley Conference's men's basketball championship. Arch Madness, St. Louis tradition, March 5th through the 8th at Enterprise Center.
It's time for the Fast Lane to answer your sports questions.
I want to ask you a bunch of questions. I want to have them answered immediately.
Asking me all these weird questions.
Answer the question.
Answer the question.
Answer me!
Refreshed by Urban Chestnut. Urban Chestnut Swickle Light Premium Light Beer. Live your lifestyle, St. Louis.
All right, part one of the Sports Six Pack is right now. If you want us to answer a question, 314-399-9646 is the Air Comfort Service text line. March, what do we got for question one?
Question number one.
All right, Jamie, you sort of touched on this earlier in the show, but perhaps there were people that weren't listening at the time. But Grant Francis Fan Club has a question. Do you think the key to unlocking this Blues forward group might be finding another center for shutdown matchups and freeing Robert Thomas to just focus on offense?
It wouldn't suck, that's for sure. Yeah, like anytime you can have, even if you found a center that was equal value to Robert Thomas, and what I don't mean contract-wise, I mean he's going to put up 70 to 80 points a year, good 200-foot centerman. Like, now you've got depth. So whoever you play against, for the most part, most teams in the NHL don't have a stud lineup. Now, there's 4 or 5 teams that are littered with talent and depth and things like that. But, yeah, if you got another guy that was equal or greater to Robert Thomas in all the categories, that helps you tremendously. It lets you, you can absolutely control the matchups at that point, and whoever's going on any given night can get the better ice time. So, yeah, so kind of what we said earlier, adding another piece would be wonderful.
Question number two.
From the 636, who is the next first-time champion across the 4 major sports?
Oh, wow.
Who's the next what?
First-time
champion?
First-time champion.
Lamar Jackson.
No, it would have to be the Baltimore Ravens.
No, the Baltimore Ravens have won
I know, but that's...
So they don't count. We're talking about team.
Yeah,
you talking about team? I thought you meant player.
That's what I said. He said Lamar Jackson.
Right.
Baltimore Ravens already won.
I thought he meant player.
Well, you got to get it right, Carey.
He got to be more specific.
I wouldn't blame him.
I would.
Of course you would.
Of course I would. I mean, you would.
What?
Of course you would.
Okay, so we're going team?
Yeah.
Detroit Lions.
Yeah,
that's not a bad one.
That's a good one. I don't hate that.
I mean, you're not looking in baseball, so get over it.
No, you're right.
No, you're right.
What about the Seattle Mariners?
No chance.
It's not a bad option.
No chance.
No chance. You got to play the Dodgers in the final.
The Dodgers still in.
I actually like both of your answers. I think
Detroit?
Carey, Detroit Lions make sense, and I think the Seattle Mariners make a lot of sense.
What about the Minnesota Wild?
What about the Minnesota Timberwolves?
Oh.
Who cares about that?
Oh, you don't care about the NBA now?
I don't.
You're
just my Pistons, baby.
Come on, man.
I mean, the Wild could be a good one.
Timberwolves
but
they're going to add at the deadline.
Yeah, 100%.
Yep.
That is a team, though, that plays in the state of Minnesota, and that state and city is cursed.
Okay. Well,
I'm throwing out the facts.
So
I think you're just talking about your team.
Which team is most overdue?
The Detroit Red Wings.
Okay. I would say the Buffalo Bills.
Any Canadian team in the NHL.
Yeah, good call. Yeah. I say the Bills are the most overdue.
Oh, yeah, I would.
4 straight Super Bowl losses, unmatched pain. Been good, just not good enough of late.
Yeah, you're not wrong.
Bills might take a step back this year.
It won't happen, but the San Diego Padres in baseball, no titles. Multiple opportunities where they've increased their odds by getting aggressive with trades. That's still coming up short.
They have.
I'll throw another NHL team out there that's not a Canadian team, but what about the New York Islanders? They currently sit in a playoff spot, and that's a team that had unbelievable teams back in the day, but they really haven't done anything.
It's been since the early 80s.
Right.
They haven't really been a contender. They're overdue for sure. Do I think that they're really a viable option? I don't. I don't think they're. The roster's just not there yet. They've done a really good job, and Matthew Darche, to his credit, his first year the GM of the Islanders, has made some real savvy moves. They're definitely going to be a playoff team. I just don't think they're a contender yet. but I like the answer.
This team
How about the
doesn't.
Buffalo Sabres?
Well, yeah. Just make the playoffs. How about that?
Yeah, no kidding.
This team doesn't have. This team won't. I mean, they're 7th in the Western Conference, but you think about like the Phoenix Suns. I mean, lost in the finals with Barkley because they played in the Jordan era. Lost in the finals with Nash. Yeah, the Spurs and Lakers era.
Lost to Giannis.
So they lost with Booker against Giannis. I mean, they've been close a couple of times.
I like splashbacks, Jags and Texans.
Okay.
Well, I actually think the Texans. I can't get over that. That defense is outstanding. Yeah. And C.J. Stroud, man, you have to learn. Like, you don't have to win it. Like, you just don't have to. You have one of the best defenses in football.
Yep.
You don't. All you gotta do is just don't lose it.
Who's that on though? Is that like if we're gonna do a percentage? Is that more so on him or the offensive play caller?
I think it's on him. I think
that was on him.
I think ultimately, if your offense,
you can't hang on the ball.
Yeah, if your offense is stuck in the mud constantly, like there's no creativity. Like if you have already the one man party as your OC, there's no imagination, and you're constantly just like, okay, that it feels like the damn defense knows what we're doing every time, which is i.e. throwing to tight ends.
Yeah,
that's on the OC. If you're turning the ball over consistently, that's on you as a quarterback.
I understand that.
Don't turn the ball over.
I understand that. I think, though, from like a feel, if I go into a game, let's say I'm the offensive play caller, and I notice that my quarterback just doesn't really have it today, well, I'm probably not going to keep giving him the ball to throw it 40 times in a game. Maybe I have him turn around and hand the ball off and switch it up a little bit.
Okay, but put yourself in that play caller's. Like, okay, you've got a feel for it. Your QB's struggling now, okay? But again, you're the play caller. Turn around, hand the ball off on first down. It's 2 yards. Okay. Turn around, hand the ball off, we get 1. You're 3rd and 7 now. Okay. So the QB that is struggling, you're now in 3rd and 7, and you're doing that consistently because you're one-dimensional. So if your QB is struggling, there's not much that an OC can do.
I think I'm looking at it if you're gaining 3 yards a carry, right? And now you are 3rd and 4, or whatever it may be, to where you start running the ball more, which then opens up the passing game. And so that quarterback isn't trying to fit a ball into a tight window. There's maybe some other players that are open, and you can scheme that. You can scheme those players to get open to make things a little bit easier on your quarterback. But I totally get what you're saying.
Theoretically, if you can run the ball, that opens up play action, and yes, it should open up things across the middle. Theoretically. But if your QB is C.J. Stroud and he's dropping the ball constantly and you can't get the snap and he's throwing picks and he's avoiding sacks while throwing picks, it's a huge problem. He kind of did it all that day.
That was bad, man.
In New England, yeah. All right, Marsh, you want to do one more or you want to carry this one over?
Let's do one more real quick.
We're going to do one more.
Question number 3.
This one comes from the Water Boy. Spring training is starting up, and which couple of positions are you not worried about?
Shortstop?
Yeah.
I'm not really worried about first. I think Alec Burleson's going to do a fine job.
Center field, I think Victor Scott.
Center field, yeah. You kind of, defensively, you know what you're getting out of Victor Scott. DH with Ivan Herrera.
He's a catcher.
DH, second base.
Ivan Herrera.
He's a catcher.
JJ Weatherholt.
DH.
You saw the article from Ben Herrera. He put him as the top 10 catcher in baseball.
He was 9th.
Top 10. You saw the article. What the hell are you talking about, man?
Yeah.
Is that it?
Man, that's not a lot of positions. I know you said second base, Jamie, but
JJ Weatherholt.
I mean, I'm excited for it.
We're excited, but it's not like a solidified thing.
Oh, come on.
We don't even know if he's going to be on the opening day roster.
Oh, my goodness. Then what are we doing this rebuild for if he can't play, Andrew?
It's called a build.
Okay, sorry. What are you doing this build for?
You know why. Had to happen.
It did.
Grant Francis Fan Club says, only position I'm worried about for the Cards this year's draft position.
Oh, wow. Okay. That's a clever play on words there.
Top
I like that. Mm-hmm. Okay. Are we done?
That's 3.
We're done with part 1. Part 2 is coming up. Keep those questions coming in. 314-399-9646. Air Comfort Service text line. We'll continue with the Sports Six-Pack next. Carey, I was chatting with my buddy earlier today. We got talking about mentality, and I was telling him, like, listen, mentality has worked wonders for me. My guy Carey's now going to mentality. If you're a guy and you're getting a little bit older, and really, I mean, it's all relative, right? So you could be in your 30s, you could be in your 40s, you could be in your 50s, and you can experience things like low energy throughout the day or mood swings constantly or lack of motivation. That was a big thing for me. It's like, man, why don't I feel like I have motivation to get back in the gym? I prepared all the food. I'm ready to go, but I'll do it later. If you don't have that motivation, man, go see our guys at Mentality.
Yeah, if you miss like being sharp at work, having energy, the guy that people enjoyed being around, you're just kind of sluggish, going around your day, just trying to figure life out. That's what Mentality is for. They're there to get that energy back to you, try to get that testosterone back up and boost you through the roof and get you ready to roll. So
Definitely.
I've been going 2 locations. You go to South County, I go to Chesterfield, and they're great people, right? They talk you through, they tell you exactly, what the tests are going to provide, what you need, and how to get you to be the old you.
Absolutely. And that's what it's all about, right? Rediscovering yourself. So they'll build up your testosterone back up. Everything's FDA approved. It's safe. It's fantastic. You'll feel great on the program. And right now, Carey, all new patient labs will be covered in your treatment plan. That's a savings of $250 right out of the gate. Schedule your appointment. lowtusa.com. Again, lowtusa.com. Tell them CD and Anthony from 101 ESPN sent you. It's Mentality.
101 ESPN Sports Center.
I'm Andrew Marsh. It's time for a Sports Center update brought to you by Saliga Heating and Cooling. After the show, we will have a Blues Instant Replay for you from 6 to 7, so make sure you tune into that once we're done here in the Fast Lane. But we're not done. We need questions for part 2 of our Sports Six-Pack, so send them in to the Air Comfort Service text line, 314-399-9646. We'll do part 2 of the six-pack next. I'm Andrew Marsh, and this Sports Center update is brought to you by Saliga Heating and Cooling, a Daikin heating and air conditioning dealer.
I have a question.
It's time for the Fast Lane to answer your sports questions.
I want to ask you a bunch of questions. I want to have them answered immediately.
Asking me all these weird questions.
Answer the question.
Answer the question.
Answer me!
Refreshed by Urban Chestnut. Urban Chestnut Swickle Light Premium Light Beer. Live your lifestyle, St. Louis.
All right, time for part 2 of the Sports Six-Pack here in the Fast Lane on 101 ESPN with Carey Davis and Jamie Rivers. I'm Anthony Stalter, Andrew Marsh with question number 4.
Question number 4.
All right, Swan wants to know, earlier you talked about mid-majors doing what Indiana did in football, but in basketball. With that said, what are your guys' thoughts on the revenue sharing model officially being in the college game on top of existing NIL/collectives?
So having it be a part of
Wait, how many
the
colleges
fabric?
are there?
Yeah, it's a lot.
200 and some?
In theory, it would be great because obviously these smaller programs would get a cut.
Maybe each conference would revenue share?
Yeah,
but then still the richest conferences would still stay rich. I don't think they'd need to revenue share.
True.
Like the SEC, who's the bottom of the barrel for revenues generated? Vanderbilt?
I mean,
Mississippi State.
Mississippi State?
Vanderbilt.
Okay, so maybe those
They still
teams
make good money.
Yeah.
Sure.
maybe those teams would benefit a little bit, but the problem is it's your other conferences that are not power conferences that are the ones that need it the most. That would be way too freaking confusing.
Yeah.
I don't even know how you could do that, accounting-wise.
Somebody much, much smarter would probably figure it out, but for us here...
But the work that would go into that?
Yeah.
Like, think about it, because you'd have to track all the revenues coming in, and then you'd have to cross-reference that with the NIL or revenues going out to see if one team is actually profitable or not, depending on, and then what percentage are profitable, then how much of percentage of that goes to a smaller team that isn't profitable, and how much money are they losing?
Jamie, I'm already confused.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Good luck.
Good luck with that.
So I guess we will answer it this way. It sounds great in theory.
The idea is good in theory. To put it to practice might be laborious.
Yeah.
I mean, I could be wrong here. I think what Swan is saying is that's what's happening.
Oh, well, okay. If it's already happening, then fantastic. Yeah.
Revenue sharing model of what? In college?
I don't know what the model looks like.
No idea.
He's texting in. He said they had the choice to opt in or opt out into the revenue sharing model. There's a cap of revenue sharing money at $20.5 million as well.
Mean? A cap of $20.5 million of what? Given to each team?
Schools can share 22% of the average revenue among schools. All right, listen, man.
I don't. But then 22% of what? Like, what are you declaring?
I don't know where the money. I don't know if it's based on.
He's talking about the schools and the players, not between conferences and schools. That's what the 816 is texting into.
So the schools are sharing with the players?
Maybe we should do more research on this and get back to it.
I'm not up to date.
So
I have no idea.
Let's just say this: we don't know.
I just have no idea.
We don't know.
Don't pretend
fully
to know.
admit it.
We'll put a bookmark in it.
There you go.
And we'll get back to it.
Good old bookmarks.
Yeah.
You guys read books?
Yeah. Lots of them.
Does listening count? Does listening to books count?
It does.
Then yes.
Yeah, audio books.
Yeah.
They count.
Okay. Then yes.
What was the last book you listened to? That sounds weird even saying it.
The last one I listened to was... Well, I can't remember, Marsh.
That's okay.
Yeah. Can't remember.
Yeah, that's fine.
I mean, I could tell you, but I mean, I listened to like the Nick Saban book.
Yeah.
Saban. Listened to Start With Why, which is the one I talked about on air.
Yeah.
Why? Because it teaches you a lot. One of the most fascinating ones that I listened to is the Columbine.
Oh, yeah.
Book. I mean, it was incredibly well written. Obviously, some dark stuff there, but O.J. Simpson.
Okay.
Run for Your Life. The Run for His Life. Good stuff.
The way you said it first is probably better.
Probably.
We'll put a bookmark in it, Anthony.
Yeah,
Get back to you.
Question number 5.
You're welcome, Jamie.
All right. Jay Fresh wants to know, will the Seahawks team get remembered for being a dominant all-around team or a team that won a Super Bowl in a year when all the superstars were knocked out of the playoffs?
I think everybody thinks it'll be the second, but I think in a couple of years, nobody will remember. And it's just
how dominant of a defense they were.
Exactly. So I think over the long haul, they'll be remembered as Super Bowl champions and one of the better defenses and one of the better defensive performances in the Super Bowl.
They already have. I saw they were showing like top 10 defenses of the last 25 years. Some people are putting them in the top 5 already. Top 3.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
Prisoners of the moment.
Very much so.
Yep.
I would say so. I mean, still great.
The 85 Bears or the Pittsburgh Steelers or even the Dallas Cowboys. And come on.
2000 Ravens.
To Ravens.
So 2000.
So 2000 Ravens.
2000 Ravens. 2002 Buccaneers.
Yeah.
Like
the Legion of Boom Seahawks. 2013.
I'm partial.
85 Bears.
I put my 25 years, man. What the hell are you talking about?
Pay attention, Jamie.
I just intentionally did that.
Come on, man.
Carey bit the hook
I put
again.
the Steelers. Our 2008
I just put him back in the water and he got it again.
Yeah. What do you guys think about the 85 Bears?
I think they had a hell of a
song.
They did.
And a shuffle.
Super Bowl shuffle.
Yeah.
Oh, that was good stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Man, that's when it was good.
40 years
Doesn't
ago,
qualify for this conversation, Marsh, but yeah, certainly.
40 years ago, man.
It should qualify.
Are we missing anybody? Maybe the Broncos in the year that Peyton Manning won?
Von Miller.
Yep.
Yeah.
Von Miller,
Von Miller
DeMarcus
year.
Ware.
That's a good year. Who else?
85 Bears were good.
Oh, my God. This guy.
The Eagles were really good a year ago, but I wouldn't put them in the category of like completely dominant.
No.
Very good, though.
Question number 6.
All right, gentlemen, Valentine's Day is coming up. We got a text from the 314. Any recommendations for a good restaurant to take your girlfriend on Valentine's Day that's keto-friendly in St. Charles?
Keto-friendly? What does that mean?
Don't ask Jamie what keto is, man. He confused vegan and vegetarian.
And he apologized for it.
He didn't know what the hell which one was which.
No, I did.
No, you didn't.
They're both the same.
Absolutely not.
Ish.
What?
What the hell's keto?
Keto's just it's a diet.
It's like
a certain
carb diet, isn't it?
Yeah, it's like meat. It's all
Yeah,
meat.
yeah.
I
So the
don't.
carnivore diet.
I think it's
Basically.
very similar. I guess I don't know.
Just go get yourself a big fat steak and don't worry about keto-friendly menu.
Recommend the steak, please, for this fine
In St. Charles?
person.
In St. Charles, I can tell you that the Rack House has a fantastic Parmesan-crusted steak. It is great. Got some of your other staples. Napoli is good as well. Oak Street, it's another great little spot right there in Cottleville. Great steak dinner. Had one the other night. I opted out of the vegetables and went steak frite. Risque.
You went with what?
Steak frite, the fries.
Oh.
That's an actual menu item.
Nice. Good for you. So to hell with those vitamins.
I did. Yeah.
I guess potatoes do have some vitamins.
They're pretty good for you, okay, Anthony?
Yeah.
People have been eating them for centuries, okay?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so a keto diet is a very low-carb, high-fat, and moderate protein eating plan designed to induce ketosis.
Okay. And now you know.
All right.
Via radio.
So I don't know if would a steak be low carb?
Yes.
Yes.
Absolutely.
Steak is all.
There's no carbs.
If you're going with a no carb diet, like steak, chicken, all your meats.
All your meats. Carbs would be
there you go.
Your potatoes, your rice, your pasta.
That would be your carbs.
Vegetables.
Those are your carbs.
Oh, yeah.
Low carb options, vegetables. Yeah, those are your carbs. And of course, you got your sugars, which turn into carbs in your body.
Very good.
There's some people that go
job, man.
on diets where they go with no sugar.
Well, that's
the best way to go about it if you're trying to do something right.
I feel like that'd be tough for me.
You shouldn't have.
Yeah, I don't think I could do it.
I couldn't do it.
I have no desire. Get out of here.
That's because every time you have sugar, your teeth start to cause you pain, Jamie.
No, that's ice cream.
It's only ice cream?
Yeah, ice cream. Now, when I do eat certain crunchy, like if it's hard candy, you gotta be careful. You might crack a giblet at that point.
Sure.
Some tooth went flying out not too long ago.
So no high chews for Jamie.
Stay away from that.
Your tooth could get stuck in
I stay away from like the toffee, the real sticky toffee.
yeah.
One time, one of my cap came off my tooth into the candy. That almost ate the tooth.
You're not doing any peanut brittle anytime soon.
No.
Yeah.
The ice cream it hurts all the chipped and cracked teeth that are not fake.
That's a shame.
That's a fun life.
You're doing great.
I feel fine.
Okay. Let's wrap this thing up next on 101 ESPN.
You might be looking at your vehicle thinking to yourself, man, I need a new vehicle. No, maybe you don't. Maybe you just need some accessories. You spice it up a little bit. Got that pickup truck that's got no running boards, no tonneau cover, no lift kit. My friends over at Pure Performance, they've got you covered. Head on over to the facility. It's 25,000 square feet, by the way. Massive, biggest in the area. Located right off of Cave Springs Boulevard. Just take the exit. Once you get inside, please ask for Shelby. Tell her that Jamie Rivers sent you in. She's going to ask you what kind of vehicle you're driving, what your budget is, and what you're looking to do. And once you get past all the accessories, if you're looking for tires, you don't have to find the oversized tires or the off-road tires. No, Pure Performance, they carry every tire available for any vehicle that is on the road. So please stop by, get your tires looked at, get some accessories done, and then let the technicians go to work. Also, full service garage, which means no matter what you need, Pure Performance can handle it. You don't even have to get anything done. Just come in, get an oil change, get a tune-up. One of those things. The mechanics are going to take great care of you while you're there. You will not be sorry. So please stop by the facility. If not, get there online, please. Visit them at pureperformance.com. That's pure, P-U-R, performance.com.
miss anything from today's show, you can always download the podcast available at 101ESPN.com or via the Dobbs Tire North Center's 101 ESPN mobile app. Podcast brought to you by Shaver Door Company. Let's find out what everybody learned today. Carey, what'd you learn?
I learned that, Jamie's fed up with you people trying to trade Jordan Kyrou. He's sick of it. So quit asking. You know what I mean? Don't mention it again. He's had enough of you.
We can mention
all of you.
Mention it again when there's a legit trade package in place.
You don't want to hear it.
Until then,
I got you.
You're right. I don't want to hear it.
You don't want to hear it.
You're right. I don't hate what you're saying.
Jamie, what'd you learn?
I learned what a keto diet is. I keep hearing about it. The keto. That wasn't keto crap. It's basically the carnivore diet. So everybody just calls it what they want. They put a new fancy name on it, try to make a bunch of money off people.
The American way. That's what I'm talking about.
Never felt more American in my life right now.
Marsh, what'd you learn?
I learned about the ADM model today with hockey, and that is the sole reason why the United States is better than Canada at hockey.
That's really a huge part of it.
Yeah, okay. I like that. What I learned is that even if you feel like you're being fair on a certain team, some people still call you idiots for it. And then you have to turn on those people and eliminate their favorite team from even making the NCAA tournament.
When they don't make it, they will come back to today's show.
Will they apologize?
No,
I would apologize.
They're going to blame him.
I would apologize
It's his
because
fault.
then the next time he does it again, they know what happens. So I would just say, you know what? I'm sorry. I'll zip it. Just don't talk about my team again. Please.
I think the tough part about all of this is Anthony's been pretty spot on when it comes to the NCAA tournament over the last 2 years. So this one kind of hurts.
Come on, man.
No, it hurts.
He's taking the Dodgers
He's
twice,
taking the damn
basically.
UConn Huskies.
I didn't take them last
As
year.
if they needed any help.
I think you took Florida.
I did.
It's a lie. Prove it.
Gator's got my back. Gator's still in the snake pit. I see him right here.
Gator doesn't have your back. He knows you're lying too.
No, Gator will say, "I've got Anthony's back on this." I did take the Gators.
You're playing on Gator's emotions right now. And I don't like that. Gator, don't let him do it.
Gator is one of the most honest listeners that we have.
I never said he wasn't. Don't try to spin that crap on me now. I'm trying to protect Gator.
Gator's one of the most respectable
from
listeners
your manipulation
that we have.
You've seen him do it to several people, Gator. Don't you be that person.
Are you proud of yourself?
Yeah.
Last 3 national champs?
Yes.
Do it again this year. Who you got?
I don't know yet.
It is early, Carey. I'm sorry.
It's really. I haven't seen the tournaments. I haven't seen any of the conference tournaments. None.
Okay, so
and you want me to predict a winner right now on February 10th?
When the bracket is set,
yes,
you'll give us a winner
absolutely.
that day.
Okay, Gator. If you were trying to hurt me, you just did.
Gator says, I learned that the Blues need to sit down as a team and watch the U.S. women's hockey team and learn something about grit and teamwork.
They did have a hell of
Gator.
a show. Yeah, I mean, and that was a goal, Jamie. I told you. Goalie interference. Look at her. She's in the crease.
We got a good goal.
Touchdown.
Yeah.
Call stands.
Yeah.
Call on the field stands.
Real quick here, compliment from Ryan Day's nipple rings. This is from earlier in the show. The 4 of you are very entertaining. I got the rare chance to listen to the show live today. I'm an out-of-state listener, but grew up in St. Louis and enjoy being able to go back to my roots through the fast lane. You guys are great. I don't think Anthony is from there, but I think he has embraced St. Louis as his own. I know Jamie and Carey played there. Marshy is a true son, of course. I'm a lifelong Cardinals fan, and the city holds a special place in my heart.
Wow.
I hope the best for the Birds, the Blues, and the Billikens.
Wow, thank you. That was an awesome text. Thank you
Except
very
for
much.
Anthony just
Anthony's
ruined your
everywhere.
Billikens, Ryan Day's nipple rings.
And I'm from here. I didn't play.
Go ahead,
here.
Marsh. Yeah, right. But you played
Everywhere.
Go ahead, Marsh.
It's time for the Fast Lane's 3 Stars of the Day, presented by Circus Sports. No bet fees ever with the world's largest sports book. Now at your fingertips in Illinois and Missouri.
3rd star, Chubbawamba. 2nd star, Hambone Williams. And 1st star goes out to USA. USA. USA.
USA. Okay. Gator does have my back. We became best friends last year. Told you.
He doesn't mean it, though.
See ya.